Hello, everybody! Welcome to the second episode of the Handshake and a Hot Dog podcast. A podcast that talks about the wacky world of professional wrestling. I am your host, CTFB, here with my co-host, Nitro FTW, and Sora Strider.
Hey, yo.
And this has been a crazy fucking week for wrestling in general. But we'll get into that when we talk about the news segment. But anyways, the first episode of Handshake and a Hot Dog is on YouTube. So if you wanted to hear us shit on Disco Inferno, go ahead and check that episode out.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes.
So last week we covered. I'd rather actually get into this when we talk about the new segment, but yeah. Let's get some introductions out of the way. We are going to be uploading these on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. It's just that Nitro is he's working on it right now, but eventually all these episodes will be up. This episode and also the first one will be up for everybody to listen to, because a lot of people don't listen to YouTube. I mean, if you have YouTube Premium, I guess you can listen to it without watching the video. But I mean, if you want to get it in a more compact version, then we'll get it up on Spotify soon. So follow us on Twitter. I'm not calling it X. Fuck you, Elon.
Yes.
We are on Twitter at Handshake HD Pod, and I would also like to plug one more other podcast I'm a part of. It's called Burning Hell Driver, and it's a podcast where me and 3 other people, we all just shit on really bad wrestling matches. So follow us on Twitter at I should have been ready for this, at Burning Hell D. And Nitro, Sora, anything you two want to promote?
One more thing is that I have, since last time I did this podcast, I have changed my Twitter. I was finally able to make a Twitter account without being IP banned. So, because what happened is that I was suspended a while ago twice because they IP banned me and I couldn't make another account. So, but now I'm able to, and I have an account and I'm starting fresh. So if you're looking to follow that account, it's at real_NitroFTW. It's my new account. Don't follow my backup one that has like 4,000 followers. Follow the one with like 20. Because I'm trying to get people I know back on that account because not a whole lot of people know I'm switching. So please, if you know me and you're listening to this podcast, please follow that account. That's where I'm gonna be now. I'm not gonna be on that bigger one anymore. So forget to mention that. So
all right. So Sora, anything you want to promote before we get into the new segment?
Not in particular.
Okay, so it's time to move on to the current day wrestling news. I cannot fucking believe it. The day we make an episode on TNA as our first ever episode, covering both an old episode and also doing a fantasy booking portion about it, TNA comes back.
I'm so happy.
I can't believe
that
it.
Was crazy.
I was going to watch Bound for Glory. I didn't really because I was just kind of busy with other shit. But I'm definitely going to make some time to watch the Speedball Ospreay match for sure, because I know that match
they just aired it on Impact, actually, on one of the last Impacts. They aired it.
What?
Wow. I believe it's also on New Japan World, so they just stuck it on there.
So yeah, I'm gonna watch that match. But after Bound for Glory went off the air, well, not really off the air, but after the last match, the main event happened. There was a promo package with a bunch of with Eric Young, Frankie Kazarian, Josh Alexander, Jordan Grace, and a bunch of other talent. And they're in a dark forest. Frankie Kazarian pulls out a box, and people are just like, "This is the moment I've been waiting for. This is what we needed to have come back." And then they open the box, and it's TNA Wrestling, and they announce that fully they are coming back as TNA starting in January with Hard to Kill. And oh my god, when this announcement hit, I was so excited.
Yeah, I was fucking hyped up. Yeah.
And so here are some of the tidbits I was able to get from the Scott D'Amore when he was talking about it on a Facebook live stream. He said that for record, the 6-sided ring will not return right now. However, he does say if he can make accommodations and make it and rebuild it to make it safer, then he might do it. But he pretty much said this: what's better, the 6-sided ring or the safety of the wrestlers? So I 100% understand not having the 6-sided ring. I get it; it's iconic. It's pretty iconic to TNA's image. But that shit is hell to bump on, I've heard. And
what I can't stand is him saying that, him being like, yeah, bumping on that ring is so rough. And wrestlers who have bumped on that ring have literally been like, yeah, we don't want to bump on that ring anymore. And then people are like, but can you still bring the 6-sided ring back? Like, no, he just said it's hard to bump on, man.
He's not gonna bring it back unless they can make like a safer version of it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember what the specific spot was, but I did hear that Kurt Angle said one of his like worst, bump he ever took was on the 6-sided ring. So
it was I think it was a top rope Olympic slam on like Samoa Joe.
It wasn't the moonsault off the cage. I'm shocked about that.
No, the moonsault.
He was probably off like 40 perks.
Still, it fucking moonsault off the cage.
The moonsault off the cage was a 4-sided. That was when they changed back to 4-sided.
I know, but still, like that's got to be. Yeah. But still, it's like it's a big cage.
Also, they've Scott D'Amore announced that they are going to essentially be not crowning any new champions. Everyone is going to just get new belts, which honestly, that's for the best.
I hope
we don't need no big bang.
I hope they bring the old TNA belt back. The first one.
Yeah, the one that looks like the fucking that has like the eagle design. Please, that one. Like it doesn't even have to be the exact. Not the exact, but a remake of it would be cool. I'd also like to see like the old Knockouts title, the white strap.
Dude, that would go hard.
Oh yeah.
The one that Gail Kim held. Like Awesome Kong, like that. Like I think Trinity would look fantastic with that belt.
Strap goes hard. I love white straps for all belts. Not like like I don't like it for every belt, but I like it in moderation.
Same here.
Yeah.
I like it when it's used either for workhorses or women.
That works.
So and then and also obviously the X Division and the tag titles they'll probably go back to their old designs. Okay, but what about the digital media title? Just make it the Legends title,
or just keep it the digital media title.
Devon's about to come back.
Oh brother, do not tempt fate.
No, don't you dare tempt it, Sora. I swear, if Devon comes back and wins the digital media title, I am going to one-arm magic killer you through a table.
I mean, granted, Tommy,
brother, bring it back to real TNA.
I mean, Tommy Dreamer's already. I mean, Tommy Dreamer's already the champion, so we're one step close to Devon. But I don't want to see that.
Steve last time I saw.
I don't want to see that.
So also during that live stream, he pretty much said the reason why they wanted to bring back the TNA name is so they can keep the history going. They're tired of being ashamed of their history. Instead, they're going to embrace it, which honestly, for the best.
For the best.
It's also, a big nostalgia thing for a lot of people, myself included. Back when I was younger, I watched a lot of TNA because I was so big into pro wrestling when I was a really young kid that I wanted to just watch everything I could weekly, and I would watch Impact every Thursday, and I would while I was still a hardcore Fed kid. I still watch TNA every week because it was unique. 6-sided ring. There was a lot of people I knew from WWE, like Kurt Angle, and then I also got introduced to some of my favorites of all time, like AJ Styles, Samoa Joe.
Right, yeah.
It was great. So
for me,
I saw TNA live at the fucking Impact Zone.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
In the Impact Zone, actually.
In the Impact Zone, yeah, in the fucking soundstage.
6 sides or 4 sides?
Awesome.
I don't remember. I know RVD was there, and
4 sides.
Okay, so it was 2010, 2011, maybe.
Okay, I was gonna say if you were there in the 6-side era,
nowhere playpen rings, dude.
I mean, at least I got to see RVD and Jeff Hardy. I've never been able to see them since.
That's
I have not seen either live either.
I saw Jeff live. Jeff was at I was at Backlash 09 So I saw Jeff live at that show. So
that's beast. Well, I saw him at some random. I think it must have been a TV special. I'm pretty sure.
And I think this is actually a pretty good segue into the next one, while still being connected to TNA. TNA did suggest that they were going to sign some free agents, which honestly, good timing to bring back the TNA name, because there is going to be a lot of them come December. But the big one in the rumor mill is none other than our good old friend Pepsi Phil, CM Punk, so this is what people are saying. They brought in Ace Steel for a tryout for a producer role, which I'm pretty sure the only reason they're doing that is so they can possibly like put Punk back in there. Punk was apparently at the tapings after Bound for Glory.
He was at BFG as well, backstage.
Oh, he was. Okay,
he was.
And so people are speculating, oh, he's going to come to Impact. Honestly, I would prefer if he went to TNA rather than if he went to WWE, because if he goes to TNA, at least he can hopefully humble himself out this time. Work
they'll
smaller
probably
venue.
Bring him in because they're probably going to want like a proper deal, because the NWA has a fucking better TV deal than Impact.
Yeah, they have the CW deal. That's crazy. But just work in smaller venues in a smaller environment. Humble yourself out, and I'm pretty sure this is what Punk would do. He would work there to prove to WWE, hey, guess what? I can actually do business. I just hate the Elite or something.
I mean, for me, I've got so much beef with. I got so much like go away heat with CM Punk. I've seen him so much, and I get that he's a draw. I get that he can draw people to seats. I understand that. I can't stand him. If he goes to Impact, I'm just not gonna watch. I feel so bad because I know TNA is trying to change, but they don't need CM Punk. They pretty much got who they need. I mean, yeah, sure, if they want to make a TV deal, they might need like a draw or two, but you kind of don't need that. You got a lot of good homegrown.
This is what I'm saying. They also have Will Ospreay on tap, and even though Will Ospreay is going to be signing with AEW, we'll get to that later.
Yeah,
he will. I think he would be like the draw, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he definitely would. Plus, it's like rumors are also swirling that AJ Styles will be free come January, so maybe that's going to be on the table too.
Exactly, I was about to talk about that. If AJ shows up, if he comes back, even if he's not there in like a full-time capacity, that's going to get eyes on TNA, because he has built himself up as this just mega star.
Yeah.
In the WWE and New Japan, even outside of the TNA bubble, but he's been synonymous with TNA since its very beginning.
Yeah. For me, it's like Styles and Punk are similar in the fact that they're both big draws and they can definitely bring a crowd in. But for me, it's like Styles got history with TNA, and he's been known to be extremely humble. Like, he's been known to be
very humble,
indeed. Yeah.
So, like, this comes from the insiders, Manny and Brennan. They were talking about, like, on their first stream after they got released. Yep. They were talking about talent, and they said AJ Styles literally just all he talks about is video games and football.
That's fair. I feel that.
That sounds like AJ Styles.
It sounds like AJ Styles, yeah.
Yeah, so TNA is back, and I'm excited, and I hope that it's not just a glorified name change. Because, like, someone in another Discord server pretty much said he hopes it's not a glorified name change either. So, which it very well could be, but I really hope it isn't.
I doubt it is, because they're putting so much stock into saying TNA is back.
Right.
TNA is this
that makes sense. That makes sense.
I was about to say, I don't think Scott D'Amore's going to do all of that just to go, haha, fuck you anyway. We're just going to book the same shows we've been booking.
All right. So, in other news, TKO is causing WWE to lose money.
Well, I mean, shocker. Big shocker on that one.
Big shocker. Like, I'm not sure if this was like a press release or something, but Endeavor pretty much said that they were looking for alternative motives. And while they did say TKO is not going to be affected by it, press X to doubt on that, because it's going to affect both the WWE and the UFC, because they're both a part of Endeavor.
For me, I heard from that too. Sorry to interrupt you, but something I heard from that as well is that there is a lot of commotion going on in terms of, because a lot of free agent contracts are coming up around this time as well, around 2024. So a lot of WWE guys, they might not want to deal with this, and they might just jump ship and go somewhere else. Because I mentioned,
for example, I don't know. Once again, these are all word of mouth. There's not really confirmed, but apparently to some sources, Rey Mysterio's comes up in December.
Yes.
AJ comes up in January, like we mentioned.
Yep.
Drew comes up in April.
I think
also coming up in April is Seth Rollins.
I think
so.
Does Kevin Owens come up in April? He might. I'm not sure.
I think he might be coming up in April, maybe in the summer. I would have to double check the chart.
I think all of those people outside of Seth have a chance of leaving. I don't think Seth's gonna stop licking WWE.
Seth is such a ball licker. He's definitely gonna stay.
Okay. So the percentage chance of Seth Rollins leaving WWE is I'd say 20 to 30% chance.
10%, 5% even.
5%.
He is literally such a WWE ball.
Yeah, I have a good feeling he could just take a pay cut and just deal with it. Give me a second. I'm gonna look up the contracts expiring.
I actually looked up
Styles
a sheet
and
with them
Steen
already.
Probably would.
So I got you on that.
Okay, cool. Also, there's a bunch of names that will be leaving in 2025, according to this, but
that's not.
But that's way more far into the future.
So let me name some guys who will be out next year. Styles, we called that. It's January of next year. Alexa Bliss has a contract expiring around that time. But...
However, I think because she was
injured.
She's been pregnant. They're going to add time.
Probably, yeah.
Fair.
Becky Lynch, rumored to be out in June of 2024. So Brock Lesnar, April 2024. Pete Dunne, September. Drew McIntyre's April. Jerry Lawler's is coming up in December. Good.
Go work NWA.
He'll definitely work NWA. One more match, brother. Jerry Lawler versus Tyrus. Book it. Somebody got to coax him out of retirement.
Fucking Jerry Lawler versus EC3.
Oh my god.
Jerry Lawler versus Tyrus would be like the 12th circle of hell.
Actually,
what about Jerry Lawler versus Jay Bradley?
Jerry Lawler versus Tyrus versus Top Dollar. That's the 10th circle.
Oh my god.
And Top Dollar's a free agent, so yeah.
Go ahead and continue.
Kofi Kingston in December of 24. I thought Kevin Owens was going to be out, but he's out early 2025, so we're good. LA Knight end of 2024. Montez Ford in December of 2024. Pat McAfee's there till June allegedly. Orton's there till the end of 2024 allegedly. Ray's there till end of this year. Ricochet till mid 2024. Sami Zayn the end of next year. Seth Rollins in April. Sheamus in April. Shinsuke in August. Wade Barrett in August. And Xavier Woods at the end of 2024. So that's a long list of...
And this is what I think. Considering they're losing a lot of money and Endeavor likes to lowball a lot of talent, anybody that's not Roman or Logan Paul is going to be pay cutted. They're going to be offered chump change, and which for some people they'll take the pay cut, but for some people, they got families, they got to get they probably want a lighter schedule, so they probably would jump to AEW or TNA or whatever. And I selfishly want Drew and Sheamus to have runs outside of WWE. I mean, Drew already did.
Yeah, I know.
I was saying this. Drew in his current state, if he went to AEW after his contract expired, it would be a really cool thing. I'd also like to see Sheamus not in AEW, but in New Japan.
Sheamus in the G1 would be crazy.
It'd be crazy. I'd be down for that.
Ray might take the pay cut because he's got to support his son. His son's still gonna be there, but
I was gonna say Ray was mainly here so his kid could have a career. So he might just leave because he's already got Dominic the WWE contract now. He probably.
All right. Well then let's go on the Indie World Tour again for Ray. Because that Indie World Tour he had in 2014. Well, not 2015 to 2018 was insanely good.
That's what I heard. I hear rumors about it. I would like to see Like with AJ, I want to see like one last run for Ray, one last indie run before he hangs it up.
Right, same here. And I selfishly want both Steen and Generico to go to AEW. That's just me. I
think yes, they'd be perfect. No, I don't want them there. AEW's too bloated. Deal with what you have. Go from there. Don't sign any other guys.
Maybe if they let a couple people contracts expire before then maybe. But
yeah, maybe.
Anyways, moving on to news, and we're still kind of on the subject of AEW, but we kind of all saw this coming. Will Ospreay is going to AEW once his New Japan contract expires.
Shocker.
Honestly, best fit for him. I do not think he would have fit in WWE at all.
He definitely would.
He literally has a tattoo referencing a fucking AEW show he was on.
Yes.
Of course he's gonna fucking watch AEW. He's not gonna have that.
Plus,
WWE.
Plus, the thing is with AEW, he can he can work TNA too and Indies, and even he has a lighter schedule. He can stay with his family. It's like Ospreay, I think, was when I saw him when I first appeared in AEW back last year. I was just thinking in my head, yeah, he is a perfect fit for the company. After he leaves New Japan, he's bound to be going there.
For me, it's enough. For me, it's like I like Ospreay. I want him to do well. My thing is that, like I said before, AEW is super duper bloated. They got a lot of guys already on there. They just fucking signed Jay White a couple of months ago, and Jay White's floundering. After he loses against MJF, where is he gonna go? I don't know. I don't know where he's gonna end up because it feels bloated. I don't feel like there's enough time to push the guys they want to push. Wardlow's still jobbing people out on Dynamite, and Will Hobbs got fucking ruined, and I just take time, build the guys up that you want to build up, then go sign in big talent. I like Ospreay too. I appreciate that he wants a more loose schedule so he can spend some time with family and still be able to travel everywhere. But at the same time, it's brother, there's a lot of people in I don't want to be you're going to be lost in the commotion, because AEW is very there are 83 contracted guys with AEW, and there are guys who are making appearances who are not signed with them. So it doesn't make any sense to me. That being said,
I would let a few people go, to be honest, because there's a lot of people.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, there's actually a good handful of people right now that I wouldn't be surprised if their contracts expired. Recently we had Jade, we had
BPJ,
we had
Brock Anderson just got released. Yep.
And I have the feeling there's going to be more to come, and they're going to which unfortunate. Oh, Sunny Kiss as well. She made her debut at Bound for Glory.
She did.
Which that's pretty cool. And so there's definitely gonna be some people leaving. A lot of the OGs, and people always make a big fuss about all the OG AEW talent leaving. As long as the Elite and Moxley and Jericho and a few of some of the mainstays are still there, I still feel like it's gonna be AEW. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Because a lot of the talent that they signed in 2019 to 2021 were people that they could get their hands on, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
because either a lot of the talent were either swooped up by either WWE, New Japan, or Ring of Honor, and so they needed names, and they had to essentially kind of scramble to get some names, and that's why that roster looked weaker compared to the roster we have right now.
Right, yeah.
But okay, we're kind of going on way too long of a tangent. Let me move on to the news. So this week's Dynamite has been interesting. The Ric Flair is here, which boo. But
yeah.
I was so the first thing that came to my mind once Ric Flair showed up as Sting's gift, which apparently. Yeah, Tony Khan's a billionaire. You can gift people. But my first thought was immediately that Scott Steiner promo. This one goes out to all my freaks out there. And Ric Flair, you old fuck. Literally, that was the first thing that came to mind. And apparently, Ric Flair's going to be there till March. I understand why people are freaking out about it. However, I'm not going to doom post just yet. If he gets announced for a match, then I'll start freaking out. But
no, apparently he's just supposed to be managing Sting. So,
which, yeah, that's perfect. That's fine.
Sting? What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know either.
That doesn't make any sense.
What they want to do.
I mean,
it makes no sense because hasn't Flair betrayed Sting numerous times?
Yeah, Sting's
a fucking schlemiel. He gets fucking turned on by all his friends.
Hell yeah, Sting gotta watch his back, brother. Like this isn't over yet. This isn't.
Yeah,
over.
and I know I think the only friend that stuck with Sting to the very end is Darby, and then again I don't even know anymore.
Darby's gonna stab in the back, 100%. That's definitely happening.
It's like clockwork. You pretty much expect Sting's friends to turn on him.
Knowing AEW's weird history with heel turns, I think it's definitely coming, especially this year.
And then there was we're getting MJF versus Kenny Omega tonight on Collision. That's gonna fucking slap.
That's gonna
There's gonna be a fuck finish. There's gonna be a fuck finish.
Hell yeah, it is.
They're going to protect both men crazy style. So, and then there was people freaking out about the ratings as usual, and then there was people freaking out about Shida and Ruby Soho had a bad match, which is usual.
Yeah, no, it
but
was
the weirdest discourse I've seen is that is the Swerve Strickland segment where him and Prince Nana come into the fucking crib and just talk to the baby and then hand him a shirt. People were freaking out and saying it's it's offensive, it's insensitive. Get some fucking thicker skin. That shit's awesome. Home invasion angles in wrestling are fucking awesome.
Yeah, Swerve fucking rules. This guy he's definitely on most improved for me. I mean, he's always been good, but he's been with AEW and he's been fucking excellent with them. He's been I
need Swerve to be the next AEW World Champion.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Swerve got to kick MJF's ass. I want him to win the belt so bad, brother. I've been keying onto this guy for a while, and I really want him to.
Yeah, actually, I've been the same way, because I did, the few times before he showed up in AEW, I did watch a little bit of him in NXT, and he was fucking great.
He was very good.
So yeah, that's Dynamite. Now let's move on to some news for this is for the Deadlock people. Various wrestlers are going to show up at the Performance Center in January, among them being Lucky Ali and Jay Malachi. Honestly, good for them. Get that bag.
Good for them. Get the bag. I also heard that don't know if you watch indie wrestling. This is to the audience, by the way. I'm pretty sure I know how you guys stand on indie wrestling.
Brogan Finley.
Brogan Finley's the third guy. Yes, he's the second son of Fit Finley. The first one, of course, being David Finley. Sorry,
but
David Finley.
So this kind of connects and wraps back to the fact TKO's losing, WWE's losing money because of the TKO merger.
Yeah.
But I think what my prediction is that TKO and Endeavor really want to do the UFC model. Just replace all the old guys with new guys, which in UFC it makes sense because it's a legit contest. The old guys are going to break down. You need new, fresh talent, and that's also true for wrestling. But with wrestling, it's a lot more protective because it's a scripted program. And yes, there's people still get hurt, but it's not as wear and tear as MMA is.
Right.
So they're essentially they're going to do the UFC business model for WWE, and while I think that's commendable that they're going pretty far ahead in the future, it's going if they do it too quickly, which they are, it's going to backfire. It's going to backfire really hard.
Yeah, I mean, in this era of WWE, this is one of the hottest eras there's been. They have a lot of momentum going on them right now. They have so many stables they got built up, and a lot of them feature older guys. So if they were to just take down all the work that Triple H and creative has done to try to build all those up, then it's going to be a disaster. I think so.
I think so too. But if they keep up this direction, in 5 years from now, WWE will be a completely different company.
Pretty much.
And I think that's what's going to happen in the near future. And I give it 2-3 years before they start souping out all the old guys. Anybody over the age of 35.
Well, that would suck because that's half the talent that they have.
I know. That's why I'm so worried about it.
Seth, KO, Ray, Sammy, both the Usos, Roman,
Cody,
Shinsuke,
37, like fucking,
like LA Knight's like 39.
Yeah, he's like fucking 500 years old, LA Knight.
Which they're gonna. I think that's what they're going to do. Which it's going to suck, but that's what Endeavor does. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't see it.
WWE's loss is another company's gain. So
that's true. Plus, there could be like other companies that could be built out of this.
Oh yeah, exactly.
With some of the guys released.
We could get it. We could get like, what the fuck is Freddie Prinze Jr. doing?
Yeah, what is he doing? This is perfect. This is perfect.
This is the perfect opportunity.
Because it's like
there's so many free agents coming up.
Yeah, because
Freddie Prinze Jr. Get your shit together,
brother. He can sign AJ Styles. He can sign Rey Mysterio. Brother can even fucking try to tamper, like, I don't know, tamper Bronson Reed's contract. Bring him over. I don't know, like, do anything. Like,
yeah,
brother. Like, I would very much like that. It's a good time for it.
Yes, so that because like I remember Freddie Prinze Jr. was saying like he was gonna like get a bunch of talent that eventually became like Triple H rehires. Brother, we have tons of free agents coming up. It's the perfect time now.
Not to mention there are tons of free agents still here. Like you got fucking Mojo Rawley still down there, Tucker, Kalisto still a free agent. Both other members of Lucha House Party are also free agents. And are not signed anywhere. So,
I mean, get on it.
Get the fuck on it, man.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, and that does it for the news segment. Unless I'm missing a few tidbits. Oh, yeah. Alex Shelley had to pull out a turning point due to an injury. Yes. Hopefully that doesn't affect his defense at Hard to Kill, because it would kind of suck the first big TNA show back and your world champion's out. That's gonna suck.
For sure.
Hopefully,
he may still be champion by then. They may have to. I mean, if it's a really severe injury, they might have to like fucking jettison the title onto someone else.
Right. Maybe, which they'll probably do it for Alexander or Moose or maybe Macklin. I'm not sure, but
Moose.
I mean, Trey Miguel seems like someone they probably would try to do that with, because Trey's a really big TNA fucking guy.
Oh,
well,
fuck.
Anyways,
I'd hate it, but
I would hate it.
Would.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, same here. So yeah, that does it for the news segment. Now we're gonna move on to the fantasy booking section, handed by Sora. So just like last week, we have Sora leading essentially a fantasy booking section where we take a specific scenario and we book it either as a group or individually. So, Sora, you have the floor. Go ahead.
I don't even know.
Well, okay, so what Sora was suggesting was, like, what would an all-faction pay-per-view look like? My immediate thought was NWO Sold Out, and what a disaster that show is.
Yeah, it was.
But
I mean, yeah.
But what she was suggesting was like, what would a Bloodline, Judgment Day, or Bullet Club only pay per view would look like? As for the Bullet Club one, that's just the first All In. we could just skip that. But I do want to say that. All right. I think a Judgment Day only pay-per-view, like lead pay-per-view, would kind of work, because here's the thing: Triple H is just a big stickler for 5-match cards if they're not a major pay-per-view now.
Oh yeah,
like 5 to 6 matches.
Okay.
He just wants like a super, like, there's a lot of things I don't like about Triple H's booking, but I do commend him trying to have like a shorter match card for like smaller pay-per-views. So if this was like an actual pay-per-view, it would be a Peacock or network exclusive. It would be it would essentially be like I just straight up just call it Judgment Day and have the theme song be their theme, the other side. But
fuck it, why not?
So the matches I would say on tap would be okay. So there's 5 members, but technically, 2 of which are teaming. So that's going to be a little bit of an issue, but I think we can rework it. Maybe we add someone to the Judgment Day, just in this hypothetical scenario.
Who would fit? I don't know who would fit in that. Loomis?
I was about to say usually I'd just say like Loomis or Gacy or whatever.
Gacy could work.
I'd go with Joe Gacy.
Yeah.
So this is essentially my idea for a Judgment Day pay-per-view. I'd have Joe Gacy. It was essentially be like how NWO Sold Out was, where it's just the NWO versus everybody else. So I would have I fucking hate JD Madonna, but he's a part of the Judgment Day. I have to book him. So
yeah.
So JD versus, let me think about like it doesn't have to be Raw exclusive either. I can just go with main roster. I'd say like JD versus Johnny Gargano. At least that would be a decent match.
It'd probably
that'd probably slap.
Yeah.
And then that would be the match. Rhea's match. I'd say Rhea would have to face someone like she's currently feuding with.
Well, that's easy. She's feuding with like 5 people.
She's feuding with like Raquel,
5 of the worst
Nia,
people ever. As a matter of fact,
it's terrible.
It is bad.
As much as I don't want Shayna to lose, I love Shayna Baszler.
Same.
You know that all the Judgment Day members are going to go over in the show. So I'd say Rhea versus Shayna. Make it a close contest, but Rhea gets away with bullshit. And then our new member of the Judgment Day for the show, Joe Gacy. He I'd say he faces another NXT talent, which
I would do him versus Von Wagner in a tables match.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck it, why not? I'm pretty sure Sold Out had gimmick matches, so
why not?
Yeah. Then Dominic will have a match. He'll defend the North American title against.
He's North American champion. I forgot about that completely.
Yeah. I haven't defended against Trick Williams again.
Actually, what I would do is I would have a Fatal 4-Way Fuckfest. I do Dom.
Oh, okay.
I do Dragon Lee. I do Cedric Alexander. And I would do who else would I do? Maybe Axiom. Maybe
honestly, I'd say Axiom.
Axiom would be crazy. Definitely. Yeah, I'd
Dom, Dragon Lee, Axiom, Cedric.
Yeah.
And then finally the main event would be Priest and Balor defending the tag titles against somebody. I would want it to be Cody and Jay again, but we've seen that match like 500 fucking times. So
this tag division sucks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
I would do.
This is why it's hard, because I don't know what the fucking tag teams even are.
It's hard because Judgment Day are on Raw. If they were on SmackDown, I would suggest them versus LWO.
Well, then again, we don't have to be like.
Oh yeah, we don't.
Raw, so.
Yeah, we've got to be semi-exclusive. That's true. Good point.
So it's already exclusive enough that we're booking a Judgment Day pay-per-view. So I'd say it'd be Balor and Priest versus LWO.
I'd say Ray and Santos.
Ray and Santos. Yeah, there we go. And then, so I don't. Okay, so that's the Judgment Day pay-per-view booked. Let's talk about other suggestions. So Sora did also say what would a Bloodline pay-per-view be like? It'd be the most boring shit I've ever watched.
It would literally be 5-minute matches, and then the rest of the 2 hours would just be drama and storytelling, and everybody.
No, it'd be Roman Reigns cutting a 2-hour promo.
Oh, pretty much.
So one good match could come out of it. I'm not sure if Jay and Cody are still aligned, which they should be.
I'm pretty sure they are.
Pretty sure.
But I would have Cody and Jay. Because didn't we get fucking, am I tripping or something? Because didn't we get Cody and Jay versus Jimmy and Solo yet?
I believe I think we did, because I keep seeing spots where Cody keeps doing the Cody cutter and he lands on his neck. So I think I did see that.
Oh, okay. So that match already happened. Yeah. But I think they could do a rematch there. Roman would have to be on the show he would have to wrestle, but
geez.
no, he wouldn't. He would not.
He's gonna do a 1 hour,
Actually,
2 hour Iron Man match.
Better yet, here we go. Do Roman and Jimmy versus another tag team, but have Jimmy take all the offense, and then Roman comes in and pins. That's it.
That's the Bloodline pay-per-view.
That is it. That's it. Yeah.
I'll say, well, he did take a pin.
And then they're gonna debut fucking Zilla Fatu or some shit like.
Oh come on!
I'm about to say you have to do this show in Texas because apparently Zilla can't even leave Texas. So.
What happened there? What happened in that?
I'm pretty sure he's like a fucking murder suspect or something.
What?
You're not allowed him to leave
Brother,
Texas.
are you serious?
Yeah, because if I'm not wrong, he debuted for Reality of Wrestling, and due to legal reasons, he literally had to retire after like his first match.
You're gonna be kidding me, dude! There's no way.
I mean, I'm pretty sure one of Dolph Ziggler's brothers is in prison for murdering a dude, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Wow. Okay.
Not Ryan. Ryan's cool, but
yeah, Ryan's.
I think his name's like John. It's like John Nemeth.
John Nemeth. All right, but well, that's shocking news. Jacob Fatu. He's like the lesser of two evils.
Actually, I wouldn't do Jacob Fatu. He would just steal all of Roman's merch and then claim it's his.
he no-show the show.
Basically, yeah, I'd fucking no-show, and then you'd be like, nah, man, this merch is mine. This is mine.
No-show the show and go work fucking House of Glory.
In the family, that's not the main bloodline group. That's a good person.
Yeah.
I mean, Lance Anoa'i's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lance is
Lance.
fine. We like Lance.
Cool.
Juicy Finau's cool, too.
Maybe then debut Lance and Juicy, or at least have them appear in the show.
Yeah, for sure.
Have them be in the crowd. Have them be in the crowd with like the other Samoans.
Maybe.
All right.
I have a couple of ideas when it comes to faction-based shows. I have 2 ideas. My first idea is a House of Black faction show.
Okay. That would actually go kind of crazy.
There's only 4 members in House of Black, so I don't know how I'd do it. But I would definitely, do like...
Make it like a special edition of like Rampage.
Yeah, do like a Rampage. So like I would do Buddy Matthews versus... Probably Matthews versus Orange Cassidy for the international belt. I would run that. I would do Brody King versus Christian Cage for the TNA championship. The TNT championship. I wish. And then I would run Julia Hart versus Chris Statlander again because I don't get tired of seeing that. And I would run Malachi versus MJF.
Ooh,
easy set. The more well-rounded idea I had was a Banger Bros / Imperium led show. I'm going to call it Bangers Only. It would be a show where it would be Ridge, Sheamus, Drew, Butch, Gunther, Vinci, and Kaiser on the all of them would have to be on the show. That's how we would do it.
That would be like the best work rate show ever.
Every match would be 5 stars, or 4 stars, or whatever. I'm trying to think of how I would book that. I would do if I'm gonna do Imperium, I do Vinci and Kaiser versus what's a good face tag team? I would do Owens and Zayn. No, DIY. 2 out of 3 falls.
DIY.
Here we go. Kaiser, Vinci versus DIY. 2 out of 3 falls. I would do that. I would do it. It would be kind of structured like an old NXT show from the Takeover era. I would do something. like that.
Yeah.
I would do Butch and Ridge versus Actually, no. I do Butch versus. No, you know what? Okay. No, I do Fatal 4-Way, British Rounds Rules for the Heritage Cup. I do Butch. I do Noam Dar. I would do Against My Will. I would do Joe Coffey. I don't like him, but he is British. He kind of has to be there. And then I would do Duke Hudson. I would do Duke Hudson on that. Actually, no. Screw that. I would do Chad Gable. I do Chad Gable on that.
Yes.
So Gable, Coffey, Dar, Butch. British Rounds Rules, Fatal 4-Way match, Heritage Cup. I would run Ridge Holland versus Oni Lorcan for revenge for breaking Danny Burch's... Wait a second. No, I'm sorry. No, wait. Yeah, okay, no, I'm having a lapse.
He did, I think you're pretty sure he did injure
Danny Burch. Killer Cross injured Danny Burch, not Ridge Holland. I would, however, run Ridge Holland versus Big E. probably.
Ooh,
it would be a good match despite the history. I would run that,
right?
Because it's a good storyline. There'd be some good story there.
It would depend if Big E was like healthy, but in this scenario,
true.
He probably is.
In this scenario, he's healthy, so it'd be a good story. And then, of course, I would run. I have 3 guys left I can book. I would do. The main event, of course, would be for the IC belt, the IC Heavyweight Championship. Excuse me. I would run a 6-man gauntlet match. It'd be 1-on-1. So Gunther would start with somebody. Once he pins somebody, somebody else comes out to face him.
Right.
I'd run 6-man gauntlet. Be Gunther versus probably Gargano, if I had to name anybody. Gargano. Actually, no. Gargano's already in the match. Fuck. Screw what I just said. I would run Gunther versus Dragon Lee. I'd run Gunther versus Dragon Lee. Jey Uso. I don't know why. I throw him in there.
I mean, why not?
Yeah. Who else is capable of having a good match? I'd run
Kofi.
Yeah, Kofi. Kofi could work. Sami Zayn. And who else? I'll run Gunther versus.
In a match yet.
Who?
So I was about to say Sheamus in a match. Can you throw him at the end?
I could, but he's already faced Gunther. I kind of want to have him face guys he's never faced. Actually, screw everything I just said. We're running Gunther versus Rey Mysterio. Forget what I just said. We'll run that match instead.
That works.
Then we'll do Sheamus and Drew versus the Bloodline. No. Forget what I just said.
Nah.
We'll do... I meant to say the Judgment Day. Do Sheamus and Drew versus fucking Priest and Balor.
All right. So that's our faction-based shows. And so let's move on to the next segment. So after some talking with the Handshake and a Hot Dog podcast committee, which is just us 3, we've decided to add another little segment to this episode of the pod. I don't think this will be like a thing we will do every week, but we might do like something different every week. We might do like, something. We might not do something at all some weeks. It just depends on how we're feeling. But I had the idea of us creating essentially a list of like what would be some of the worst wrestling pay-per-views you've seen. However, Nitro, due to me and Sora picking a lot of similar picks, all of us picking similar picks, Nitro has decided to do matches instead.
Actually, I can throw a couple pay-per-views out there. I have a couple. I'll freeball it. I'll do some like matches on a show, and then I'll do some shows because I actually have some shows geared up that I could name.
Also, I have this a match I can throw in.
We will go in order of who's in the Discord, which is I guess myself, Nitro, and then Sora. And we're essentially gonna go in order. We will talk about, we will mention, we will say what show or match. We'll talk about it a little bit, and then we'll move on, and then we'll keep going until we're done. So, if I were gonna start, I have my pay-per-view list here listed in chronological order. So the first show, first pay-per-view I have is WCW Halloween Havoc 2000. So we all know that 2000 WCW wasn't very hot. I like to riff on 2000 WCW, but this show was not riffable at all. If a show is so bad at it,
wasn't that the show where it was Jeff Jarrett and Sting, and then there was a bunch of Stings that came out? Yeah,
I think you remember. You watched it when we watched it together.
Yes,
didn't we?
Yes, I believe we all watched it. Yeah.
It was us. It was us and like three other people we will not name in this podcast for personal reasons. But that show. So it started off okay. Actually, I thought that the opening tag match was fine. It was funny, but it was like fun to laugh at. And then there was like a fucking hardcore match between Reno and Big Vito. Was it? Let me
That sounds like 2000 WCW.
Yeah, that no for
sure.
Let
me look at the card one more time. Yeah. So, and the thing is that this is a show I could not finish. We literally around the time we got to the World Heavyweight Title match, everyone just gave up and was like, fuck this. So yeah. Oh no, it was Reno versus Sergeant AWOL, the Wall brother.
Oh, that's the Wall brother.
The Wall, dude.
There was a mixed tag match between Conan and Tigress versus the Franchise and Tori Wilson. That's Buff Bagwell beat David Flair in a First Blood DNA match, which I'm pretty sure the story was that it was a fucking
was it I'm pretty sure it was just Buff Bagwell was sleeping with David Flair's missus.
Miss Hancock, she was like pregnant with someone's baby, and they were trying to prove who was the father using that match.
Yeah.
And then one of the worst fucking matches I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. A kickboxing match between Mike Sanders and Ernest the Cat Miller.
Brother, that's based. What are you talking about?
No, I was so pissed off throughout that entire match. I was like, because I knew they weren't going to treat it seriously, like it was an actual kickboxing fight. But I expected at least to be entertaining. That shit was just awful ass.
Oh yeah, ironically, a show I'm going to pick has a very similar.
And then after that, we just kind of trucked on through the show, and then we watched after. And then there was one part of the show that was really annoying. It was Stevie Ray's commentary. Stevie Ray's commentary was the worst fucking shit ever. It started out funny, and then he just got really, really, really annoying.
I bet that's hilarious. I bet that's a fucking hilarious commentary.
All right, so that's the first show, Nitro.
All right,
you're up.
I was gonna do a WWE show, but I wanted to piggyback on your WCW in 2000 BS and raise you WCW Sold Out 2000 as my first answer here. I'm going to go through this card. I have rated every match here. I've only gone through 8 of the maybe 14 matches they had on the show, but I'll read them in order of best to worst. Billy Kidman, Perry Saturn, 3.25 stars. That was the best match in the show. The Harris twins, the fucking neo-Nazi twins, versus Big Vito and Johnny the Bull Stamboli, 2 stars. Booker T versus TV Ray for control of the T Empire, for control of the T name, because Booker T had it taken away from him, because whatever. 2 stars. David Flair versus Crowbar versus Vampiro, 1.5.
What?
Brian, hardcore match, I think it was. Brian Knobbs versus Norman Smiley versus Fit Finley versus Mang, 1.5 stars.
I can't. Brian Knobbs brought that match down, didn't he?
Pretty much, yeah. Oklahoma.
Wait, is that a fucking match where Meng wins the belt and then goes to fucking work the Rumble? Literally same.
No,
month.
that was the
year after. And then Oklahoma versus Medusa, quarter star.
No.
Quarter star.
No.
And then 2 0-star matches in a row. Dean Malenko versus Billy Kidman. It lasted 2 minutes, don't ask. And Tank Abbott versus Jerry Flynn.
Apparently it was by knockout, too.
Oh, was that a fucking... No way. I forgot it was a knockout. Was it a knockout
match?
That's what
Cage Match says.
Kidman, Dean Malenko was a triple threat theater dungeon match. Oklahoma Medusa was for the...
Dean didn't know he could go outside of the ring.
Oklahoma and Medusa was a cruiserweight title match.
I'm aware of that era. That storyline is fucking horseshit.
Kidman and Southern was a triple threat theater bunkhouse brawl falls count anywhere match, and Perry Saturn had Shane Douglas with him.
Was Russo on the book at this time?
Yes, this was January 2007.
Not surprised.
And then another triple threat theater cage between The Wall and Billy Kidman, who was literally... He's doing triple duty. He's fought 3 fucking matches this show, and they're all triple threat theater dungeon matches. What the hell's a triple theater dungeon match? I've never heard of it in my whole fucking life.
I'm gonna have to go and watch this pay-per-view myself and see what that match is. Anyways, you done, Nitro? I don't want us to go too long on this, but unless you really want to, but.
Oh, by the way, hold on. I'm having audio issues. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah. This usually doesn't happen. I apologize. Hello?
We can
Okay.
hear.
Okay. Thank God. Because for a second there, I was just hearing distortion. So we're good.
Okay. So, Sora, you're up.
Yeah, ironically, I'm also going to go for a WCW show.
In 2000?
That being... No, not in 2000.
Okay.
In 1995.
Oh, God.
Oh, okay.
I decided to go with the original, I believe, uncensored.
Oh,
Okay,
I've heard.
alright.
I've heard about that show.
We have Blacktop Bully and Dustin Rhodes, which is... By the way, this is supposed to be a hardcore show. Oh, it's really hardcore. You're going to love this show. It's hardcore. By the way, Blacktop Bully, Dustin Rhodes, and Dusty Rhodes all get fired for this match.
I know,
Jesus. The fucking bunkhouse brawl. Yeah.
No, the King of the Road. It was the King of the Road.
Oh, King of the Road. Right. Sorry.
Yeah, then Meng and Jim Duggan had a martial arts match,
Jesus
which,
Christ.
by the way, if you're wondering how random this is, the special guest referee apparently was Sonny Ono.
Wait, you said Meng and Jim Duggan?
Yes.
Yep. And Jim Duggan spent the entire time, I'm pretty sure, throwing kicks. Like, just random, like, gut kicks.
That makes sense. I feel
Johnny B. Bad versus Arn Anderson, boxer versus wrestler. I don't remember this match. I just remember it's not very good.
Fair enough.
Randy Savage and Earthquake. The only good match on this entire show is Big Bubba Rogers versus Sting.
Okay.
And even that match is kind of mid. The main event is Hulk Hogan versus Vader in a leather strap match. This match is pretty infamous because it's the debut of the Renegade.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've heard about that.
Poor soul.
And
once again, this is another show I'm probably gonna watch out of morbid curiosity. All right.
Yeah, I like. If there's anything I can say that's good about it, I do quite like the aesthetic of Uncensored because it's kind of like the lettering's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's like WCW taking an edgier route, but kind of being cartoony still.
Yeah.
So here, okay, so we're still going in chronological order here. WWECW December to Dismember.
Yeah,
that is my next point. My next choice. So, okay, I'm gonna put an asterisk by this because when you're watching to riff on it, it's a fun show. If you're just watching to shit on it, which I did with like a set of casual friends who don't watch much wrestling, it was so much fun. But if you're trying to watch it as a serious show, if you're trying to watch it as a WWE show, it's mid as fuck. If you're trying to watch it as an ECW show, it's a fucking dumpster fire. So, like, the opening tag match between the Hardys and Eminem was good. Went too long, but it was good. If you watch it in a vacuum, the Extreme Elimination Chamber is good. If you have the context behind it, it's shit. And then the rest of the card is a whole bunch of fucking nothing.
Funny part about December to Dismember, you probably know this, but Hardy Boys and Eminem and the Extreme Chamber match were the only two matches that were promoted for that show.
They were the only two matches that had build.
Because like what happened is that the week before, WWE was running Survivor Series. So they were like, okay, yeah, we shouldn't build this ECW show considering it's so close to our show, so let's just not.
Wow. Like, that's just WWE just being WWE, though.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, like, if I were to remember, Matt Striker versus Balls Mahoney was boring. It nearly put me to sleep. No, when me and my casual friends were watching, we just couldn't stop. I know this is going to sound weird out of context. We just couldn't stop staring at Matt Striker's tights having his face on his ass.
Yeah.
We were just flabbergasted by that the whole time.
Fair enough.
Then there was then there was the mixed tag match, which was saved by the Sandman coming in just wrecking shit.
Good.
Which he should have just wrecked everybody's shit. He just wrecked. I'm pretty sure he just targeted Mike Knox. He should have just targeted everybody.
He was feuding with he was feuding with Mike Knox in July. This was December.
Yes.
Damn. Okay. All right.
Okay. But yeah. So that's my next pick. Nitro, you're up.
I haven't watched this full show, but I did watch the main event, and I thought it was fucking terrible. It's Rodman Down Under. This is the iGeneration wrestling show from Australia. There are only 5 matches on the show. Ted DiBiase's on commentary, but the main event is and I quote, Australian Outback match between Kurt Hennig and Dennis Rodman. It was fucking horrible, as you could probably...
Not even the most cracked out TEW booking can be as wild as that match.
The rest of the card was double tables match. The Road Warriors versus the Pubic Enemy. That's grunge and rocket rock. I'd call them that out of hatred, I guess.
Honestly, fair enough.
I don't know. Hardcore match. The Barbarian versus some jabroni named Brute Force. Or, sorry, that was fucking Beefcake. I fucking forgot about that. That was fucking Beefcake, but they called him Brute Force.
With another shitty gimmick.
Brother Brute Force. That's a good one. Random women's match. Sweet Destiny versus Brandy Wine, who I don't know who either of those people are. And then the Generation Wrestling Australasian title is on the line. The champion Tatanka defends against the One Man Gang for the Australasian title.
What in the fuck?
Yeah, but just know this. Watch it for Hennig and Rodman, even though it's dog shit. Watch it.
All right. Yes. All right. Sorry, you're up.
I'm going to go with WCW in 2000 again because it's a real good punching bag. Gonna go with.
Sorry,
I was thinking about what.
Sorry, before you say anything, that I try my best to not pick any obvious choices. Well, there's still some obvious choices on my list, but like the Saudi shows, for example, those are like easy targets. I wanted to kind of just go by personal experience. Plus, the only Saudi show I ever watched in full was Greatest Royal Rumble, and after that I stopped.
The Saudi shows aren't terrible.
I watched the one with Brock Lashley.
Yeah. They're middle of the road for me, but the worst one is Crown Jewel 2018, no question.
Oh, yeah. I know that.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with an easy target, honestly, which is the Great American Bash 2000.
That's the that's the show that had the Human Torch match with Sting and Vampiro. I watched that match for Burning Hell Driver.
Oh, this match has a lot of things on it. Cause I'm pretty sure this is also the show with Hogan and Russo.
Oh my!
Where they have the spat.
Oh no, that's Bash at the Beach.
Not close enough. This show still sucks. Because at least Bash at the Beach, I'm pretty sure had more redeeming qualities than this. I mean, you know it's a bad show when it starts off with Lieutenant Loco versus Disco Inferno for the Cruiserweight Championship, and it doesn't even go 5 minutes.
God, brother, don't, bro, come on.
With Mark Madden on commentary too.
Gross. Oh,
that is hell.
We hate
that.
Mark
Is
Madden.
The 15th circle of hell.
You got Chronic versus the Mamalukes, which apparently was one of the best matches on this show. Which, yikes!
Shocking because Chronic fucking suck.
Yeah, we have Mike Awesome beating DDP in an ambulance match, which apparently, I've only watched this match like once, but apparently it's literally just a stretcher match with an ambulance.
Boo!
G.I. Bro versus Sean Stasiak in whatever the fuck a boot camp match is.
Probably just like a normal gimmick match with like a bunch of like boot camp weapons.
Yeah, more than likely. Fucking the Franchise versus the Wall going 8 minutes in a table match.
Are you fucking serious?
I am dead ass. And then they decided to follow it up with a quote unquote WCW United States Heavyweight title 2-on-1 handicap asylum match.
What?
Russo, I'm going to fucking strangle
you. Brother.
Yeah, which, if I'm not wrong, is literally just them putting the world's smallest cage over Scott Steiner and his opponents, which were, of course, Rick Steiner and Tank Abbott.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're wondering, they had this whole like cage come down, and the match only went 3 minutes.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
Actually. Yeah.
Then Hulk Hogan fought Billy Kidman in a retirement versus title show match with special guest referee Horace Hogan.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then they went, damn, that's not enough retirement matches. We also got to do Ric Flair versus David Flair in a retirement match.
Wait a second. How many retirement matches were there? 3?
2 back to back.
2?
And they both went 10.
I can't believe that.
Kidding me.
And then
Jesus.
the Human Torch match, and then
which I watched that for Burning Hell Driver. It's a fucking dumpster fire. Quite.
Which one?
Yeah.
Rick versus David?
No, the Vampiro versus Sting.
Oh, the Human Torch match, yeah.
Yeah, and then the main event, which is Jeff Jarrett versus Kevin Nash, but it's also Kevin Nash fighting with the Filthy Animals and the
What?
cat, and then Goldberg turns heel at the end of this show and he starts hugging Russo.
Oh my god. Goldberg's
Yes.
a member of the New Blood, which is a stable that literally died the night after the show.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
So my choice. So this is a choice that a lot of people wouldn't make. They would choose the match, but not so much the whole event. Royal Rumble 2015. This is okay. So, this was actually I did get Peacock around this time, not Peacock, the network. And I was watching No. I actually watched this pay-per-view in full because they aired it on Raw because they had like travel delays because of snow. And so they had to essentially air the entire Royal Rumble pay-per-view in the slot of Raw for that week. And I was able to watch the whole show. I would like to say this. One good match does not save an entire show. And that one good match is John Cena versus Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar triple threat. That match fucking goes
crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I keep hearing here.
But every other match was either really boring or it was fucking frustrating. The Royal Rumble match itself is probably one of the worst Royal Rumble matches I've ever seen, because it had all the Royal Rumble facets at least. You had your surprises, you had your shocking moments, you had your shit, but we all knew that they were after. So let's think about this. Number 10 was Daniel Bryan, and everyone wanted Daniel Bryan to win. Everybody. And then they throw him out like after a few minutes, and then proceed to just have everything just go to shit after that, because now everybody knew, oh fuck, Roman's winning, isn't it? So and then Roman wins, and even The Rock couldn't save it. The Rock, the guy who always gets cheered, he always gets a big pop every time he shows up. He couldn't even get Roman to get cheered.
It's so funny because
that's when you know your fucking experiment failed, and they kept that experiment going for 3 fucking years after that.
What I remember the crowd being like during that was like I saw the moment where Rock comes out, and it's like everybody hates it because it's Roman, Kane, Big Show are the last 3 in the ring. Rock comes out, he beats up Kane and Big Show. People are like, oh my god, The Rock's here, and then they slowly realize, oh no, he's helping out the guy we hate. Boo! Boo! So
I mean, the thing is it's not as bad as 2014, which that one is a straight up middle finger to the audience. But
pretty much, yep.
I have 2015 on there mainly for personal reasons. It's just because like I was kind of like when I was still like a young wrestling fan, I kind of just didn't really like. I had the anti-smart. I had the mindset where it's like, you guys, why are you guys complaining? Just enjoy the show and trust the process. Brother, little did I know that trusting the process does nothing. So, anyways, Nitro, you're up.
I mentioned Crown Jewel 2018 earlier, but I realized that I'm gonna probably mention it again because looking back at the show, this show was awful. It was a show with a bunch of middling matches. But it was more than just that. It was more than just a bunch of middling matches.
They had a World Cup tournament with 8 Americans in it.
Basically, yeah, the World Cup tournament with 8 Americans, and the winner or the best in the world was Shane McMahon, who wasn't even in the fucking tournament. He beats Dolph Ziggler in 2 minutes and becomes the best in the world. Hilarious.
And they run with that for like a year, don't they?
They do.
And yeah, and it's like the best heel work of his entire career.
Yeah, for sure. We get like we do get like Styles and Joe and Dolph and Rollins, but it's all just like it's because of the stink of being at a Saudi Arabia show. The whole show comes down because all those matches are like they seem like good matches, but they're not more than like 3 stars. They're okay. And then you get Braun Strowman getting jobbed out by Brock in 3 minutes in a title match. And then we have one of the worst wrestling matches of all time, DX versus the Brothers of Destruction. In
the match where it's pretty much just 4 old guys wobbling around. Kane loses his hair in the match.
Yep, Kane loses his hair.
Fucking hurt.
Yeah, Sean clips his knee on Kane's head. And it was apparently 30 fucking minutes. It was the longest match in the whole show. 30 minutes.
Oh, by the way, and think about this as well. Sean had to wrestle 25 minutes of that because I'm pretty sure Triple H literally gets injured 5 minutes in.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he does. He tears his. Doesn't he tear his pec? I think.
Yeah, no, he tears his pectoral off the bone.
Jesus Christ. Jesus wept.
And I'm pretty sure it's off a fucking table, but like.
And guess what? It makes Cody better than Triple H because Cody actually worked the match with the torn pec.
Oh, that's true.
Like,
well, then again,
I still don't coach.
Well, then again, Triple H is like almost 50, and Cody's like in his prime. So there's a difference there.
Good point. Good point.
Yes.
Good point.
But still, it was like 30 minutes. But anyway,
30 minutes. That sounds like hell. All right, Sora.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a pay-per-view that I didn't really think was that bad until I recently watched it on the network. One of the only good things about this show is the theme of the show. And the circumstances don't make it better. It's Vengeance 2007 Night of Champions.
Oh, Jesus!
No. That's
we have a show on the weekend of a murder, and it features a murderer on the show. So
what?
Yeah,
okay.
I'll get to that.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know if these are rumors or like this is word of mouth or whatever, but this is a very scary thing that could have happened. So I don't know. This is probably just Reddit rumors or whatever. But someone said that Benoit almost actually worked the show after killing his wife.
Jesus Christ!
Ugh.
Oh, God, that would have been fucking.
That would have been terrifying.
That would have been absolutely horrifying. All right, you go ahead and continue, Sora.
Yeah, so we have Lance Cage, Trevor Murdoch, and versus the Hardys in a fucking Raw tag team match, basically for the tag titles.
Okay.
I remember nothing.
Okay. Okay.
Chavo and Jimmy Wang Yang have a middling cruiserweight title match. Nitro and Punk tried to have a good match, but the entire match, the fucking crowd's chanting, "We want Benoit," so...
Yes, little do they know.
Santino beats Umaga by DQ in a shitty-ass match. MVP beats Ric Flair in a shitty-ass match to retain the US title.
Of course.
Now, here's where the murderer comes in. Deuce and Domino defend the tag team titles against the dream team, quote-unquote, of Sergeant Slaughter and fucking Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Jesus wept. How bad was that match?
God!
Well, let me tell you, Jimmy Snuka got gassed and the match only went 6 minutes.
Figures.
Yeah, then Edge and Batista have a last chance match, which basically reminds me of that one Roman AJ match from, I think it was like Payback or whatever. Because it goes to like a DQ or whatever. Then they go, oh, no DQ now. And then it went to a count out.
Oh, I think that was like Extreme. I think that was like that was Payback, wasn't it?
Yeah, because they had the match Extreme Rules and it was way better. Candice Michelle wins the women's title in a match that wasn't really anything. The main event was pretty good though, which is a fucking bizarre world title match between John Cena, Bobby Lashley, King Booker, Randy Orton, and Mick Foley in his last ever challenge of the WWE Championship.
What did they call this match? They called it something stupid. I forget what they called it.
I think they literally just called it the 5-way no DQ match, but they probably also called it like a champions
gauntlet or something crazy like that. Because like
it's probably something like because they're all future former world champions.
Yeah. Right. Let me see. It was called something. Oh no, it was just a 5-way no DQ match. Okay,
I'm pretty sure they said it was like a champions
scramble or something.
I might go out of my way to watch that
Champions
match
Challenge.
That show, but. So my next choice here is actually also from 2015, Survivor Series of that year.
Lord.
So Ice's friend to bomb that show.
Yes, I know. That was like the scary part of the whole thing. So it was one of those shows where they were like, okay, you know what, we are fearing for our lives. Let's just get this out of the way, But the entire show felt very off. Even when I was like a young kid, I still felt like something was off about the show because all the Survivor Series matches meant nothing. They focused on the tournament, which I thought would be a cool idea because I love the Deadly Game tournament, but it doesn't go the same way. It just becomes it's just boring. Roman and Dean have their final match, which is literally just super plotting, and then Sheamus cashes in randomly for some reason, but then he loses the title back like a couple months later, a month later. So it was like, what the fuck was that show? And it was meant to be like a celebration of the Undertaker or whatever, but Undertaker had it was a tag match with fucking Kane against the
family.
Wyatts.
It was a handicap match.
Brian Harper. So
yeah, wasn't it a handicap match as well? And they still won. It was like all the Wyatt family versus the Brothers of Destruction.
I completely forgot some of these matches even took place. Like Charlotte had a match with Paige for the Divas title. Tyler Breeze had a match with Dolph Ziggler because that was during that storyline.
That's weird. All right.
This is the most random Survivor Series tag match I've ever seen. Ryback, the Lucha Dragons, and the Usos defeated King Barrett, Sheamus, and the New Day.
King Barrett is crazy.
Was this before the Cosmic Wasteland?
I think it was also before the League of Nations too, or
League of Nations was early 2016, I believe.
Right.
So we're before that.
Nitro, you're up.
I hate to throw more vengeances into the pot, but I have to throw Vengeance 06 into the pot because the show sucks. So,
my god! So, funny story. I tried to rewatch that show. I was on I was at my grandparents' place for I think it was like a holiday vacation, and I put on Peacock. I put on a random pay-per-view I thought I'd enjoy. I could not make it past like the first hour.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, Orton and Angle had a match, was fine. And then Umaga had a squash match against Eugene, who brought out Doink, Jim Duggan, and Kamala, and Umaga fucking crushed all of them. So, funny, because old people, I don't know. Two out of three falls that went 7 minutes between Ric Flair and Mick Foley. It was during the point of time where Mick Foley was a heel.
It was during their weird, like, kind of personal, kind of uncomfortable feud.
Yeah, super duper TNA comfy. Too. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Then we had the best one of two good matches in the show. It was Morrison, Carlito, and Shelton for the IC belt in a triple threat match. Thought that was good. And then it was RVD versus Edge, but then the whole show goes off a cliff right afterwards. We have Kane versus Imposter Kane, which was horrible.
Dangly Doc Gallows and a Kane mask.
Yeah, big dangly Doc Gallows. John Cena and Sabu in the Lumberjack match, which I also thought wasn't very good. Their styles.
I don't hate that match. I just think it's very weak for both guys.
Their styles don't mesh. John Cena does not work well with hardcore guys. So him and Sabu.
I think their match at the WWE versus ECW head-to-head show is actually better.
Oh really? Huh.
I think so. I would have to rewatch both first, but
yeah. And then it was a 5-on-2 handicap match. DX versus the Spirit Squad.
What the
fuck? That was the main event of the show. Because DX is coming back. Ooh, that's so big.
Oh, and also the funniest thing from that feud is when they put them all in a box and just put a sticker that said ship to OVW.
Pretty much. That's funny.
All right, sorry, you're up.
I'm gonna be real. I'm kind of running low on shows I hate because there's not very many shows that I actively dislike. To be honest.
All right, if you run out of ideas, it will just be me and Nitro until both of us get tired or run out of shows. But I have WrestleMania 34 on here. So this is more for personal reasons because I know there's worse manias. I know there's like manias that have worse moments. It's just that this one personally gets me every time. And not just for the reason you expect, but it's also for a very personal way. So, story time, I was with a friend who I'm still friends with, and me and him were extremely excited for the show. We were super hyped for it. And then when the show began, we were really hyped up and jacked up after Rollins Miz Balor because that was like a really good match. And then we got into the one I call this the match that completely derailed Asuka's main roster career, where she lost to Charlotte in one figure eight, got her streak destroyed, and you could call this like you can make fun of me all you want, but I fucking cried when Asuka lost. I know that's a very Mark thing to do, but like I did it, and I was just so just that it just completely derailed the entire show for me. And then they had the match between Kurt and Ronda versus Steph and Triple H was at least fun, but then like everything else just felt so bad. Like They had AJ and Nakamura, and it ended, and Nakamura turned heel, and then it turned into the Dick Punch feud. That's
Oh god.
literally, like, after seeing their match at Wrestle Kingdom, I was literally hoping for, like, the best match possible, probably like a New Japan style match in a WWE ring. No, they don't give me that. And then we get into the fucking main event, and I nearly you know, quit wrestling and rage that night. So, and then like, you know, after I wanted to, I was in a Discord server or whatever, and I'm not in that Discord server anymore, but I was there venting about the show and how shit it was, and then every person was like, "Oh, it's just wrestling. Get over yourself." Like, and that just kind of just affected me, and I still have like personal beef with the show, just not just for the Asuka loss, but just for everything that surrounds it.
That's fair.
And then, you have anything else, Nitro? Because I have like a couple more to go over.
Yeah, I have a couple more too. The show I'm about to go into is not terrible, but it's very middling, and no match is under a 2, and no match is over a 3.25. So, should be one of the most boring shows I've ever seen. No Mercy 2005. Thought it was super duper boring. Okay. This is a SmackDown show. Usually the SmackDown exclusive shows aren't great at all. But
I know.
With a few exceptions,
I know, like for example, the Great American Bash, both 2004 and 2006 had their own problems because like one was just an extended SmackDown, and the other was elevated liver enzymes show.
Yes. And then No Mercy 05. I'm gonna read the card from weakest to best. So, Eminem versus Heidendreich, Animal, and Christy Hemme in a mixed tag. It was very strange. It was the worst match on the show. I gave it a 2 stars.
It was.
And then JBL versus Rey Mysterio, which was fine. I think I saw something where JBL was talking about that match and how because like Rey told him to put his hands out of his face because he was gonna take a 619 and get the boots right to the face, and JBL didn't know that, and he didn't cover. He didn't cover his face, so he got clobbered with the 619 with both of Mysterio's boots flying into his face. Or something like that. I forget what it was. Damn. Cruiserweight Championship, the Juice Juventud versus Nunzio, which I gave 2.5. Handicap match, Taker versus Orton and his dad, Cowboy Bob. I think it was a handicap casket match. That was what it was. I remember that.
What?
This is the match where Orton burns the casket with Taker inside, and then Taker comes back. Yeah, Mr. Kennedy versus Hardcore Holly.
Mm-hmm. Oh God.
Okay. Batista versus Eddie Guerrero for the world title. This is Eddie's last title match. It wasn't great.
This feud was pretty cool.
It was a good feud, but the match was kind of just.
It's like I'm your friend, or no, or maybe not, brother.
Or maybe I'm not your friend, dude. Maybe I am the world champion. Anyway, and then the best match of the show was a Fatal 4-Way U.S. title match, which was between Booker T, Chris Benoit, Christian, and Orlando Jordan.
Ew.
Like, that was the 3.25 stars. So, that's literally the whole show. It was a boring ass show. I wasn't really huge on it. So,
I have it on DVD. That's the worst part.
Yikes.
So I'm going to group these two shows together because they're both also WWE shows from 2018. Backlash and Extreme Rules, both from 2018. I'm going to group these together because they're both bad in the same way. Backlash started off good with Seth versus Miz, because like Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins was just a whole nother beast. And then the rest of the card just falls down a fucking cliff. AJ versus Nakamura goes a no contest, even though it was a no DQ match.
Fair enough.
And then the main event is Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe for the nothing title of nothing with nothing on the line. They work a slow plotting match and everyone's just leaving. You can see people in the stands leaving. That's like
they were trying to beat the traffic.
Yeah. Yes, no, they were not trying to see two Samoans named Joe.
Yeah. That's true.
And then Extreme Rules, this one is very forgettable to me, but once again, there's the one match that does get me, and that's Carmella beating Asuka. Fuck you.
Oh, was that when they had fucking James Ellsworth interference?
I thought that was the one in Money in the Bank. Actually.
I don't even remember. Honestly,
Extreme
I don't
Rules,
really
she
care
actually
much.
did beat Asuka clean. I was furious about that.
Dude, that is mad. Could you imagine you have Asuka on the roster and you go, nah, bro, we gotta have Carmella go over.
I don't even hate Carmella. I'm much more of an Asuka fan than I am a Carmella fan, and so I was hoping at least Asuka could probably get the title back, maybe. But nope. They fucked my girl over so hard. Even currently, like, she's being fucked over so hard. So, and then the main event was Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins in an Iron Man match, which sounds good on paper, but the crowd fucking ruined it with constantly counting down with the timer, and that completely derailed the whole match for me.
Fair enough.
And then there's a lot of shit I completely forgot about. Shinsuke beat Jeff Hardy for the United States title in 6 seconds. Ugh. The Bludgeon Brothers beat Team Hell No for the tag titles, the SmackDown tag titles.
Fair enough.
Like, there was actually AJ defended the WWE title against Rusev, which I heard was actually pretty good. I would have to rewatch that, but yeah. Those shows, 2018 was a horrible year for WWE.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, as Crown Jewel would have probably told you.
All right, Nitro, if you have any more.
I do have a couple more. I'll name one of them being Hell in a Cell 2020, since we all like to forget about the pandemic era. This was
2020. Yeah. All right.
We're getting right into the nail of it right here. So we got 6 matches on the docket. Of course, we get Reigns and Uso, which Reigns and Uso is a great match. Of course, I mean I'm
not gonna lie. I thought it was quite boring, to be honest.
That's honestly fair.
Okay. My thing is that, like, that match was good because it was unique. Nowadays, every fucking Roman match is like that. So
basically, But there was that, which was good. It was good in a storytelling sense, and it was good in a regular sense. It was an I Quit match, so it was not bad. And then, of course, you have I'm trying to think. Randy
versus Drew.
Yes, Sasha Banks and Bayley, which I gave it it was also a good match, but then, like, right from there, everything falls off a cliff for me. We get Bobby Lashley versus Slapjack in just a random put-together match that doesn't make any sense. It's just him jobbing Slapjack.
The only time a member of Retribution gets a pay-per-view match.
Hurt Business and Retribution were both heel teams too, right?
Yes, I believe they were. You know what's really funny about Retribution? They were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna invade every show. Give us a contract." Okay, whatever.
We'll do it.
We'll do it. Whatever. Just yeah. We'll invade your show, but now we have a contract, so now we have a reason to invade your show. Now get the fuck out of here. Like, don't do that. Anyway, we get Otis versus The Miz in one of the most iconic bad pandemic era moments ever that did irreparable damage to Tucker, because Tucker turned heel on Otis, cost him the briefcase, and then he was a jobber for the rest of his career. Then he left. Then he got released.
Yeah.
So, and then Otis joined Alpha Academy, which that went good for him. And then Miz won the championship at Elimination Chamber the next year, lost a month later to Bobby Lashley, and that was it. So it was just a transitional reign.
Which makes no fucking sense.
It doesn't make any sense. That's what I'm saying. And then there was Elias versus Jeff Hardy, which that was that. It was a match that happened. Apparently, it was by DQ too, so it was like...
Okay, so I have another Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. It was actually the one the year before, 2019. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna put this one into perspective. It's 2019. The week before the show, I just watched the first episode of Dynamite Live. Mm-hmm. And I was just introduced into a whole new world of wrestling. I was like ready to quit WWE because they were already starting to teeter on that line for me. So it started off as a good show because, like, Becky versus Sasha was good. The tornado tag match with Bryan and Roman versus Rowan and Harper was fun. Mm-hmm. Randy Orton versus Mustafa Ali is actually a pretty underrated match because it has a really underrated RKO counter.
Fair enough.
And then every other match just became mid, and then we get to the main event, which is Seth Rollins versus The Fiend. Genuinely one of the worst matches of all time. One of the worst matches I've ever seen. you can't put pen to paper on how bad this is, because it's not just the fact that it ended in a no contest. It's not just the fact that it completely derailed both Seth and The Fiend, but it's also because it was one example of WWE not knowing what to do when it comes to overprotective booking. They should have immediately just had The Fiend squash Rollins. It would have been a great match if that was the case. It would have been great. But no, they had to have Seth be a fighting guy. He had to keep, hitting him with curb stomps, 50 million curb stomps, and then a sledgehammer, and then a toolbox, and then a chair with a sledgehammer on the toolbox. It felt like a fucking fever dream. And then the ref decides to call the match off because I guess this is the story reason of it. He wanted to protect the Fiend. The Fiend is a supernatural fucking monster.
Yeah.
Who are you trying to protect?
I don't know. Somebody.
Okay. All right. You got any more?
I might. Look, I'm gonna keep looking for some because I'm.
You did talk about World on GCW, didn't you?
I did talk about World on GCW, and I'm trying to remember if I watched that show in full or not. That's my thing. I might have. Yeah.
I watched a little bit of it. I watched it was the grab the brass ring match, and I was like kind of put off by it.
Yeah.
Because it was just a sloppy match.
Yeah.
But I knew, but the thing is that like the World on GCW had the potential to bring GCW to like the number 3 promotion, and yet it brought it down to like below number 30.
Yeah, I didn't rate any of the matches, but I'd be happy to go through the card from what I remember because I literally forgot what was on that show. I did.
All right, go ahead.
So let's go. Grab the brass ring ladder match. AJ Gray Gross versus Alex Colon versus G Raver, Jimmy Lloyd, Jordan Oliver, PCO, and Tony Deppen. The most random smattering of indie guys ever, and also PCO.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was also like a match where like it's AJ Gray so good, but like he took like a massive like really nasty bump.
Yeah, from what I'm remembering of this show, I forgot they only had 3 hours in the Hammerstein.
Yeah, they had a curfew.
Yeah,
so they had to rush the show. It was like,
I mean, what happened was that they had the best match of the show, which was of course the Lucha match, Adiz, Flamita, Gringo Loco versus ASF, Gross, Bandito, and Laredo Kid. So that was the best match in the whole show. And then
they also had Blake Christian versus Leo Rush. That actually wouldn't sound that bad.
Yeah, then they gave 20 minutes to Matt Cardona and Joey Janela. So they had the rest of the show, which was Ruby Soho versus Allie Katch in the biggest match of her whole career, essentially. Jeff Jarrett versus Effie. I think this was the show where X-Pac came in. No, wait, that was 2023, I think. Was when X-Pac came in and okay, yeah. That was a bad show too, but Moxley Homicide, and then the main event, which was Matt Tremont and Nick Gage versus the Briscoes. It went 5 minutes, and it was the main event of the whole show, and Hate Club won.
I'm pretty sure if you were there live, it would have been. It was like an all-time experience, but like, yeah. That once again, I think GCW came extremely close in 2021 to becoming something big, and they just fall off a cliff.
They did fall off a cliff. I can actually mention another GCW show because I had a second one of mine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Earlier this year.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to think of what it was because I literally forgot the name of it now. I think it was it Eye for an Eye? I think it was. No. Yeah, it was Worst Behavior. Meddling show. I did not like that show at all. That was the show they did in Canada, so they did a lot of the matches were Canadian matches. Had the worst match I've seen, one of the worst matches I've seen this year, which was Sexy Eddie versus Matt Cardona, was fucking garbage.
Isn't that the match? Yeah, isn't that the match he wrestled like naked the entire time?
Yes, he wrestled naked the whole fucking time. Sexy Eddie is fucking dog shit. He's so like I know a lot of people who do this gimmick. Like Effie, he's fine, whatever, cool. Joey Ryan was disgusting, gross, but he was a decent wrestler besides the gimmick. Sexy Eddie, his whole thing is he's naked. That's what makes it. That's supposed to make this a comedy match.
He has like good match. He's had some good moments, I guess, in like CZW, but like I've never really, aside from like a handful of like CZW guys, I've never really got into the vibe of like a good chunk of CZW guys, and Sexy Eddie was definitely one of them. I just couldn't get
Sexy Eddie was trash. He's so bad. But
so I have my last two shows are both from 2022.
fair enough.
Royal Rumble 2022 and
Yes.
All Out 2022.
All
So
Out-
I will explain. I'll explain Royal
Yeah,
Rumble
yeah.
first
Go ahead.
because that's the easy one.
Yes.
This match, once again, this is another case of like I'm super hyped for the show. I can't wait to watch it, and I was immediately let down because the first match ended in a DQ, Roman versus Seth for the world title. That I thought that match could have been good. It wasn't. Everything else on the card was boring. I had a It was good to see Edge and Beth team up together. That was like a pretty special moment. But it was like, other than that, and then both Rumbles were fucking horseshit. They were both bad. They had very predictable winners. Did not want to see Ronda back for sure.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then the men's Rumble, genuinely one of the worst Rumbles I've also ever seen because with 2015 you had all the Rumble fixings. It's just that the entire thing was dog shit. Yeah. This you had none of it. No surprises, no big moments, no nothing.
It was boring as
hell. And the winner was Brock. And Brock won.
The winner was Brock Lesnar. Yes.
The only good thing I can say about this Rumble was fucking Johnny Knoxville's performance where he stiffs who was it he stiffed with a really sharp forearm? AJ?
I don't know. I remember AJ having to get taken out of that match because no, that was 2020. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was 2020.
AJ was eliminated in 2022 by Riddick Moss. I forgot about that.
What the fuck?
In 2020, he took the spear by Edge and tore his shoulder. But in the 2022 match, he was the Iron Man in the whole match, and he gets eliminated just very suddenly by Madcap Moss.
Yeah.
Very
all
rough.
right, so let me explain why I have All Out 2022 on here.
Go ahead.
This entire show felt okay. Remember what I said about Survivor Series feeling off in 2015?
Yep.
This felt super off to me. So, hey, welcome back, Sora. We're about to wrap up the segment. So.
Yes.
All right, cool. Yeah, sorry, I just went to make a hot beverage for my mum.
Nice.
All right, that's fine. So All Out 2022. Okay, so I didn't watch the pre-show because it was me and one of my friends. We were watching this at a movie theater, and we missed the pre-show. I heard about the really nasty injury Ruby Soho got. That was really gross. That had to really hurt. But then like I was enjoying. Okay, when the moment with the casino ladder match where it was just the devil and no one knew who the devil was, I knew it was MJF, but I was still like trying to maybe like think, oh, could be anybody. But yeah, it was MJF.
I was about to say, you literally did the arm thing. He does the arm thing MJF always does.
Yeah, and then like the best match on that entire show is the Elite versus Hangman in the Dark Order. Also Acclaim versus Worth in Our Glory was good too.
I liked Punk versus Moxley. I thought Punk versus Moxley.
I didn't mind the match. I just I think Punk and Mox have had better matches in AEW. So. And then like everything else about the show just felt super weird and off. Like fucking Hobbs beating Starks in like 5 minutes was weird because that made me think like Starks had heat and he was on his way out or something, you know, like and then they bring in my favorite team in the entire fucking world, the Motor City Machine Guns, and have them lose to FTR and Wardlow in a very short well, apparently it went 16 minutes. It felt like it went only like 5 to me. You know what I mean? And then they
15-minute match of 5 minutes of spots.
And then there was that weird House of Black match with Darby, Miro, and Sting because that was when Malachi was going to take a break. You know that, and then also Christian Cage beat Jack Perry in less than 30 seconds because this was when Christian Cage was also injured. This show was cursed as fuck. That's the best way I can say it. And then we all know the aftermath of the whole thing with Scrum and all that shit, and everybody getting suspended, completely derailing the hot streak AEW was going through.
I was about to say, I really hope that one day I can stop hearing about it.
Revolution, Double or Nothing, and Forbidden Door were all fucking smash hit shows, in my opinion. But All Out just felt like the first mid show in like AEW's entire history. Well, not really, because like the All Out 2020 was also very mid because it had worse circumstances because it had the fucking Matt Hardy, Sammy Guevara thing. But but that show, at least it had a few redeeming qualities to me. Like I did think the Moxley MJF match was good from 2020.
Oh, that match was good, but the thing with Moxley cheating, even though he didn't need to, was really frustrating because it was like you literally have like 17.
And then
FTR,
and then Bret Hart. I almost said Bret Hart, but they're the Bret Hart Masturbatory Celebration Squad FTR defeating Hangman and Omega for the titles. I've heard that match was good. But then they also had that Casino Battle Royal where Matt Sydal slipped on the fucking turnbuckle, which was funny because they actually turned it into like a BTE thing. And then they had the Mimosa Mayhem match was on that fucking show. I completely forgot about that match.
Oh my god. Fucking Jericho in 2020 was weird as hell because he had feuds with that dude. He had feuds with fucking Pineapple Pete.
The first match on the show was the fucking tooth and nail match between Britt Swole and Britt Baker. That sucks. Anyways, that was our list segment. This will not be a recurring thing. This will just be a once in a while thing. But it's time to move on to our main event, the the Mark Henry picture. And now it's time for the main event.
Woo! Yay!
So, now it's time for the main event, our retro review for this week, headed by Nitro. So, you have the floor, Nitro.
All right. So, we are watching Monday Night Raw from May 10th of 2010. This was a crazy show. I watched it again earlier today to refresh myself before this podcast started, but I forgot how fucked of a show this was. So, this is going to be very entertaining because I know for a fact a lot of the wrestling podcasts I listen to, including Deadlock, is mostly retro stuff from before all this PG era stuff. So diving into a PG era show is going to be very interesting. So
this is really crazy because this is a show Deadlock would absolutely love.
Oh, for sure. This is
yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, Chris, I believe you called it AI generated. That's what I heard from you. Yes.
AI generated. That is the exact feeling I had from the show.
For sure.
Yeah, this is a TW Auto AI book fucking show.
Pretty much. Yeah, this is definitely an AI book show. 100%. This is Universe after 10 years of booking.
Yeah,
you simulate 10 years is what you get.
Yeah, this is what you get, basically.
SBR 11.
Basically. Yeah. Anyway, so the show begins with a recap. Actually, it begins with the great Powers Back intro they were using from 2005 to 2012. One of my favorite intros.
Absolutely iconic to me.
Comes only second to the...
There's two versions of it. There's the OG version, which has just the Powers Backs, but then there's another version where it's they have the ladies and gentlemen, it is electrifying, and also the champ is here,
and also everybody has a price.
And Undertaker. You have Undertaker in as well because everyone gets a fucking soundbite. You have a little roasted boost. If you sum
Yeah.
But
anyway.
That's what I think is missing from a lot of modern wrestling are those just intros for the shows. I think WWE still has it, but it's kind of it works.
It's
for
not
that
terrible.
Era.
It's good. Yeah.
It works for that era. It works for this era, but it's nothing beats the Powers Back. Nothing beats the old Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression Era ones where it's all the crazy explosions and shit like that. And also for example TNA where they did the TNA
Yeah. TNA, we are wrestling. I love that one.
They need to bring that back. Even if it's just for example AEW could do something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I think it'd be neat.
So yeah, that's just a small bit of wrestling presentation I really enjoy, and I think it's underrated.
Yeah, me too. So we get a recap of last week's show, which is Edge hosting the Cutting Edge. So about a month before the show, they did the 2010 draft, and Edge came over from SmackDown. And he was complaining about, oh yeah, I mean, I was facing Jericho, but now I'm on Raw, and I still had beef with Jericho, and now I gotta go start over.
I think it was also because he was like gonna be #1 contender or some shit.
Yes, yeah, that was exactly what it was. Yep, he's got to start over again, and he's got to build himself back up. So he wanted to get Randy Orton to come out as his guest, but Wayne Brady, who was the guest host that week, came out instead and puts himself over. Because of course he fucking does. Of all people, Wayne Brady. That's so strange. But this is guest host era.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, guest host era. But even then, like all the guest hosts would put over the talent, not themselves. So like,
yeah, Wayne Brady always. Yeah, he put himself over the whole time. He says all the other guest hosts aren't him. Well, yeah, obviously they're not Wayne Brady. Yeah,
true.
Edge tells him to turn to the hard cam, and Edge wants him to tell the fans that. And then Wayne, with a very low energy, is like, "Yeah, Jacksonville, make some noise." Yeah, Jacksonville, make some noise. Yeah. Orton comes out. Wayne Brady takes the RKO bump on his knees, and Edge reveals he invited Orton as a guest on the show because he wanted to reform Rated RKO. So.
Which, by the way, Rated RKO, underrated team.
Great team, yeah.
It's because it's literally just pair the two biggest dickbags in the company together and have them wreck shit.
Yeah, it's magic team.
Yeah, and the thing is, this is just my weird crackhead theory, but they pair these two specifically to mash up their theme songs. That's my weird crackhead theory about Rated RKO.
I mean,
because the mashup of Metalingus and Burning My Light is actually pretty good. So.
It's not bad. I've heard worse mashups. I mean, Booker T and
Rob
Van Dam. Also, one of my favorites,
Show Miz.
Show Miz. The early Jericho Big Show one was funny too.
big.
Yep.
Continue.
Anyway, Edge begs Orton to join him in his new RKO alliance, and then Randy just RKOs him, and that's the recap.
Oh yeah, because that's crazy. Because it's just like, oh yeah, do you want to or not? No, you're gonna do it. Actually, yeah. No, you're really gonna do it. Are you listening to me?
Yeah. Join me. No, is this information registering in your head? That's literally what he said.
No, Randy's just like,
I don't know. Whatever, bro.
Go sleep.
Go sleep, bro. I don't care. Anyway, we get no Raw intro, so no burn him to the ground. Right into
I will say, just as a note, I do fuck with this presentation heavy.
Yeah, it's not bad.
The fucking Nickelback and the fucking Raw logo around the time.
Indeed. Another weird facet of my mind is that like the 2006 graphics package for Raw and also the one at this time is kind of similar because they're like both big cities, and then I noticed like in that weird era when they did the Tonight Is the Night, that graphic package was just a whole planet.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
And it made me think like this weird like I'm Charlie Day in that one scene from Sunny. It's Always Sunny with the conspiracy board.
Yeah.
They have like the first ever like graphics packages for Raw were like warehouses and shit, and then they move out of the warehouse into the city, and then the bigger part of the city, then into space.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like
now they're in fucking the future. Or whatever.
Now they're in some red future thing. I don't know.
Right. So
yeah.
All right, go ahead, continue.
Anyway, so there's no intro. We go right into what I remember being a shitty John Morrison sign. I forget what it was now, and then Orton makes his entrance, and we go right to a segment. So,
opening the show.
Yeah, so Randy Orton says he knows Edge. Like, he knows Edge will keep him under control because he's afraid to face him in the ring. So, Edge is a coward who's trying to duck him, essentially, because he's afraid to face him. Suddenly, from out of nowhere, fucking Meatloaf comes out. For no reason. Meatloaf.
My jaw dropped when Meatloaf came out. I was like, Meatloaf?
I was confused because it's like, but Flava Flav's the guest host this week. I thought like they were. I legit thought I was being tricked, and Meatloaf was the host instead. But no, it's Flavor Flav. They literally say they're like, oh yeah, Flavor Flav is the guest host, but we were hearing rumors that Meatloaf would be here. Brother.
Vincent McMahon.
Meatloaf is there to just promote his new album,
which is called Hang Cool Teddy Bear. That's his album.
And he said, "Oh yeah, I've got a song for you, Randy, and it's written by Bon Jovi."
Yes. What happens is that, first of all, it comes out to no reaction. He gets no pop. There's no booze. He comes out to nothing.
Nah,
nobody fucking knows who this guy is.
As well.
He comes out to the Rob Conway special.
Fucking no pop.
No pop at all. And he's such a big Randy Orton fan. He's yelling, Randy Orton, you're the man! You're the man, Randy! You're the man! Randy Orton! He keeps yelling, Randy Orton, Randy Orton, Randy Orton. He holds his own album upside down, and then he's like, yeah. He legit holds it upside down. And then he's like, yeah, man, I got this new track from my new album. It's called Hang Cool Teddy Bear. I have this theme song on it. It's written by John Bon Jovi. He makes sure to make it nice and loud so everybody knows. He then throws his album aside. Then, funny part is, if you watch this on Peacock, you'll see it goes right to when Meatloaf's like, oh my god, he's gonna do it! He's gonna make it his theme! But the network cuts out 2 full minutes of that segment. I realized it, because I saw the segment later. So, what happens is that Orton tells Meatloaf to hum some bars. He yells at the person in the back to cue the music, and then he sings the John Bon Jovi song, which is called Elvis in Vegas. He sings it bad. He sings it very poorly.
Well, he sings the full song on Raw.
Yes, he does. He sings Elvis in Vegas. He tries to sing for Randy, and Randy's just not budging. He's like, bro, fuck you. I'm trying to get Edge out here, not you.
Randy's like, man, I was fucking thinking, oh yeah, Bon Jovi, and then you sung that, and I want to kill you.
Yeah, basically, Meatloaf was like, this album's for you, dude. Is it? No, it's
Yeah, I fucking hope not.
No, fucking hope not, dude. Or maybe it is, brother. I don't know. You might have to. You
got a writing credit on this album, dude. I wrote the song.
And then he goes through the rest of the album. He says he has duets with guys like Jack Black, and there's a couple of other guys he has duets with on the album. And he plugs his whole album. And Hugh Laurie's on there too. And he keeps saying "Hang Cool Teddy Bear," which is the name of the album. He burst there's just a bludgeon in your head.
Yeah, the lead,
and be like,
and then they said before that the lead single was the song with Jack Black, which I can't.
Yeah, it was what was the name of it? It was Kiss. It was not Kiss from a Rose. It was something Rose.
Like Kiss from an Angel or something like that.
No, it was like Rose something. I forget what the name of it was. But I'm gonna fact check that.
Rose,
yeah, it was like
it doesn't matter. It was Jack Black and fucking.
Yeah, it was Jack Black. Now I'm obsessed with figuring out the name of this dumbass song. Like a Rose. That was what it was called. It was just called Like a Rose. So, and then we cut to the part where Meatloaf's, where like he thinks Orton's gonna budge and have it as his new theme song, and he goes, "He's gonna do it! He's gonna do it!" And then Orton turns around, gives him the worst RKO of all time, and Meatloaf takes the accordion bump. He folds over front side and lands on his head, and then falls to the ground.
Yeah, he fucking dies. Yeah,
he fucking takes the word, not even a cane bump. At least Wayne Brady had the respect to take it on the knees. Meatloaf took a stunner bump on an RKO. Basically.
I was about to say, it looked like a fucking jawbreaker or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Didn't like Finley also take like a stunner bump when he took the RKO?
I'm pretty sure he did, yeah. Finley did take a stunner bump.
Finley was going into business for himself. He was like,
no man, I ain't fucking taking that move.
I'm a veteran. I don't have to take this bump.
All right.
And then Edge comes out. So the segment is still going. We're like maybe 10 minutes in. So Edge comes out. He berates Orton for attacking all the guest hosts, which include Meatloaf, Seth Green, Wayne Brady, and
Freddie Prinze
Jr. Yes. But then he says, "Oh yeah, I fucking hate all of them as well." So not just you. I don't like guest hosts.
Apparently,
this is just
WWE.
Yeah.
The talent is burying the guest host era.
Good. Yeah. Right after Edge announces that he has complained to global headquarters, and they tweeted him back. They tweeted him back.
2010 Twitter.
Yeah. And Edge announces right afterwards that as of this moment, guest hosts will no longer have authority on Monday Night Raw. Massive pop. Big pop for that one.
Right.
What's funny?
Sick of that era.
What's funny too is that what was funny to me is like Flav Flav came on the show to be a guest host, so he's literally gonna not have any authority going forward. Gee, he should just leave right now. He's been slighted. Like
he can just
he
take
can't
his
though. He's
thing-
got to promote his fucking thing.
yeah. Go fucking promote your little Twilight Zone ripoff, buddy. Like, don't do it here.
Oh yeah, the fucking yeah.
I'll get to
that.
it. We'll get to it. That segment is very funny. Anyway, so Edge then tells Randy, "Oh yeah, man, I got a permanent GM for Raw now," and he brings out Vicky Guerrero, which is what I was expecting to happen. Which, no dice, brother. No dice at all. Big Dom heat. She got Dom heat.
Yeah, I put my note. My note was like Don Callis heat for Vicky. Just
well, Don Callis is a good heel. Dom's got heat where nobody can shut up for what he says because everybody's always booing him.
right.
But Vicky tells Randy Orton that verbatim, we at WWE do not condone to you beating up celebrities. Okay.
I was about to say this is the same company that one of their most famous segments is Stone Cold Steve Austin literally getting it on with a celebrity.
Yeah, legit
Mike
getting it on with
Tyson.
Mike fucking Tyson. Exactly.
I was saying, like that's literally like they play that on like every fucking Attitude Era fucking package ever.
Not to mention, didn't 3 years earlier, didn't Umaga literally torture the two Jackass guys?
Yeah,
he fucking
legit,
kicked
like,
fucking Steve-O for shoot.
He
Yeah,
crushed them for shoot. So, it doesn't make any sense to me. And then Orton chimes up. He's like, "Hey, Vicky, why don't you come reprimand me to my face?" Big pop. Great writing. Great writing, by the way. Awesome stuff.
I was about to say I don't even think that makes like sense in grammatical sense. So
It really doesn't. It kind of goes to show you how bad the writing
reprimand
was.
me to my face.
To my face. I mean, she kind of already is. She's like, I mean, yeah, sure, she can go in the ring and do it, but she's literally
That's
on
some weird
the
pervert behavior from Randy. You get up in my face.
yeah, like, but she's already on the ramp reprimanding you. Why does it make any difference if she comes closer to you or not?
Well, I mean, it's
I
'cause
don't
he
know.
probably wants to walk away. Yeah,
Probably, I don't know. But Vicky then announces that Orton will take on Edge in a 2-on-1 handicap match, with Edge choosing his partner to team with. And then that's the seg. And then the whole rest of the show is spent with I mean, Edge tries to find his tag partner the whole show, which I'll get to. There's a couple segments that we'll see with yeah. We get a quick.
By the time during that show, I thought it was going to be Batista. That's what I thought, and then they announced, "Oh, Batista's having a match with Mark Henry." And
Yeah,
then like,
that's what I'm thinking, and we'll get to that because there is a quick segment where Edge is talking to Batista, who's dripped out. He's got some drip going on. Got the weird little Biggie hat.
The 2010 era heel Batista.
Yeah, we're not Blue Tista yet, but we're like
No, not
we're
Blue Tista.
Not yet. We're definitely I'm too cool for
Drip
school.
Tista.
Yeah, yeah. We see Jericho talking with The Miz before a commercial break because Jericho has a match coming up next against D.H. Smith,
This
Or-
is the MAGA match.
or as CM Punk calls him, Harry Smith.
It's funny you say it's the MAGA match. I called it the Canadian match.
Yeah,
The most Canadian match ever.
yeah.
So
Every
we have different views on this match.
every time I see or hear the name D.H. Smith, all I can think about is that segment where CM Punk's like, "Yes, his name is Harry Smith, not David Hart Smith." It's all I can fucking think about. I think about nothing else.
Oh, and every time like the Hart Dynasty are on screen, they have to push it in your fucking skull. Hey, guess what? They're related to the Bret Hart and Owen Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. We get it.
Yes, we get it. We got it. Anyway, we get a commercial break. We come back. Lawler and Cole literally confirm that Vicky is the new general manager of Raw. Thanks.
As if we
Also,
didn't just see that.
Yeah, we
Pittsburgh
just.
Steelers are in attendance.
Oh yes.
And
yeah.
Yeah, all the stars are here.
Yeah. We're
I
in...
don't know any of them because
Yeah,
I don't watch
me neither.
football.
I watch football, but I didn't even know any of them. So, speaking of Pittsburgh, one more thing I want to mention before we go on. This show is the last show that was ever held in the old Mellon Arena that the Penguins used to play at. This was the last show held in this arena. So there's a lot of mentioning of, we have a lot of history in this arena. This arena is going to be
Zack Ryder references
demolished.
it later on.
Yeah, Zack Ryder is literally like, yeah, I'm gonna have the last match in this arena before it gets fucking demolished.
You're gonna blow this arena up myself.
Yeah, fuck this. Yeah, I'm gonna blow this arena up myself. I fucking hate this arena. Anyway.
Yeah, me and Alicia Fox.
So, we then get our first match, which is D.H. Smith versus Chris Jericho. Justin Roberts announces before the match starts that if Jericho wins, Miz and Jericho get the Hart Dynasty at Over the Limit. And if D.H. Smith wins... No, wait. That's the next match, because Miz and Tyson could have a match. It's just... Yeah. So, D.H. Smith puts... we see a recap of him putting William Regal in a sharpshooter from last week. Very strange, but... There's a sign that says, "Let's go Pens," but when I read it, I thought it said, "Let's go penis," and I got really like...
Oh, so did I. I was like, what the fuck?
I didn't even notice that, but like that sounds hilarious.
Yeah. There was another sign that said Steve Sackett. I have no clue who that is, but I thought it was really funny.
He is the brother of Steve Sniffs.
Hell yeah, brother.
Navy SEAL.
Steve Sackett. Anyway, it's
president 2024
for sure. There's not much to go home about with this match. It's a good technical match. Very short. One of my favorite things of this match too. One of the only things I can really like bring up is D.H. Smith tries to hit the sharpshooter and his fingers slip. He gets butterfingers trying to hold Jericho in the sharpshooter. It's pretty funny. But then Jericho...
The thing is that like Jericho and David Hart Smith could probably have like a really good fucking match. It's just that it's TV in 2010. They can't go longer than 5 minutes.
I would disagree.
Yeah.
David Hart Smith, even on the pay-per-view, literally does the same shit he's doing in this match, because I actually watched Over the Limit after this show. I shit you not, he did the exact same spot.
This is before he teams up with Lance Archer and becomes
it was before the Killer Elite Squad. Before the best D.H. Smith. The only good D.H. Smith. There you go.
Yeah.
So Jericho wins, rolls him up, and Miz...
he thumbs it. He thumbs him in the eyelid, and then he gets the
thumbs him... Yeah, I forgot about that. Thumbs in the eyelid. And then Miz from backstage, looking at the TV very awkwardly, nods at him.
I'm gonna call that the wrestler TV look, because that's
Bret Hart.
It's like the Bret Hart. It started with Bret Hart, just continued until recently.
Pretty much.
Now they look at the TV like normal people.
Thank God.
Unless you're the Young Bucks, then you just do
That's
a weird
true.
little pose.
That's true. Yeah. So then we get the segment where Edge talks to Batista backstage, and we see Batista in this great outfit. I think it's like is he wearing a turtleneck? I forgot. He's wearing like a...
I think he's wearing a turtleneck and like a jacket.
It's like a turtleneck, a jacket. He's wearing like the Biggie hat, the little weird rounded little cap that Big wears.
And obviously WWE's doing that thing where it's like, oh, you can't hear what they're saying, so we're gonna play fucking Burn It to the Ground at 20 volume.
Pretty much.
Like, oh, what are you talking about? The burn it to the ground tonight. I can't hear you over Chad Kroger.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't hear you over Nickelback. We see that John Cena is going to reveal the stipulation to Batista for their Over the Limit match tonight.
Yeah, and they were supposed to do that last week until fucking Sheamus came out and wrecked shit.
We will get to that. Yes.
Yeah, they had like weird moving graphics as well throughout the entire show for Over the Limit.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me. This is a small segue to Over the Limit a little bit. But when they go over the card, I see the Edge versus Orton match. Edge's render is weirdly stretched. It's like
really
very, very weird, because like I do like these match card graphics a lot for shit like eFeds and stuff, and it bothered me because like, you couldn't just spent like 5 more minutes in Photoshop trying to fix that shit. Like,
I was about to say, if you want to know how lazy they are, when they do the moving graphic later for Cena Batista, it's literally a 2009 render of John Cena, like a moving graphic of Cena in the blue hat.
Why
then they switch it and it's him in orange hat?
Why is Edge's render so skinny? What the hell were they thinking doing that?
I don't know. They didn't know how to shoot renders around that time.
It's not as bad as WCW in 2000, but
Yeah. Oh my god.
black T-shirt.
Where they just find random cutouts of talent and then just put it on like MS Paint.
Pretty much.
And
Yeah.
fucking Scott Steiner has got his arms crossed, got the sunglasses on.
Yeah. There was David Flair looking like he ingested all of the drugs ever and has the widest eyes.
That's my guy right there.
That is my guy. Yeah, for sure. And then we get a little stinger that Flava Flav is going to be out next. Great.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
that caught me off guard.
fucking excited because this was one of the big reasons I wanted to do the show because Flava Flav was going to be there. And it was just as good as I imagined it would be.
I was about to say, he gets his own Minitron.
Yes, he does, but we're almost there. We're almost there. We get a quick commercial break. We get Punk and Mysterio, who are having a match at Over the Limit, which is hair versus mask. No, hair versus alliance to the Straight Edge Society, I guess.
Yeah,
it's they're having a match before the match on SmackDown the Friday before Over the Limit with no stipulations.
I will say that
what kind of bullshit is that?
I don't know.
I've not seen the SmackDown match, but I will say the match at Over the Limit was unexpectedly gory.
It was good though.
Because
I remember.
because Punk gets fucking busted crazy like 2 minutes in.
I'll get to it, but there's a lot of injuries that happen over the limit. It is
a
like
really
five
bad
guys,
show for injuries.
5 guys get injured that whole show,
including fucking Cena.
Cena gets injured, Orton gets injured, Edge gets injured, CM Punk gets injured, and I think one other guy got injured. Jericho?
I think Jericho does because Jericho looks like shit that match.
Fair enough. I'll fact check that later. But here we go. Flava Flav and R-Truth are coming out. Here we go. First of a couple segments with Flava Flav. They're doing the whole What's Up thing. Every other What's Up they do, Truth says it, then it's Flav, then it's Truth, then it's Flav, and then like after every fourth bar, Flav goes, "Yeah, boy." He says it right afterwards.
You will never believe who got a fucking jobber entrance.
William fucking Regal. But wait a minute. Before we get to the match with Regal, oh my god. Flava Flav, first of all, announces that he's the host of a new horror anthology show called Night Tales. It is, in his words, he's the new Rod Serling Crypt Keeper and Timekeeper.
Oh, sorry, he's the Rod Serling
of the 2000s. It's the 2010s, bro. Where are you at?
Also, if I'm not wrong,
Bro forgot to set his clock.
Set his clock.
Yeah, holy.
Okay. Funny Flava Flav thing. I remembered. Someone on Twitter asked him, "Hey, when you travel internationally, do you change your clock to match the time zone?" And he's like, "Sometimes."
Sometimes.
By the way, I just wanted to mention with Flava Flav that he has 3 different clocks on this show.
He does?
Yeah, because he has the one he comes up with, then he has another one, then he has like a black and green one with the Night Tales logo later on.
Is the boogeyman stealing his clocks or something? Is he throwing the clocks over his head and breaking them? Yeah, maybe.
They should have done that. They
should have done that.
Brought back the boogeyman.
That would have been headcanon. No, I'm down for that. Yeah, but he's the host of Night Tales, which, spoiler alert, was not airing when this episode came out. It stopped airing the year before. It aired 6 episodes, and he's still shilling it.
Oh my god!
It was still. It's so funny.
It was probably doing bank on reruns though, so he probably
reruns.
Get the reruns.
I don't know.
No, it was on the website. It was on the website as well.
It literally
web series.
The show literally fucking ended before he came out to go do this, and he's still like, "Yeah, go watch my show, please."
He was just like,
Still
"Yeah, the show's on."
No, it's not.
Night, actually.
Yeah, Vince is like
I
behind.
don't know. What's a TV guide? I can't look that up.
Wait a minute. That I swear to God that show didn't end. That show's still on the air. It's running in reruns.
I saw an episode the other day. It's just him watching Static, like fucking like a creepy or something.
Pretty much. Vince, it's not on TV
Season
anymore.
3.
It just ended.
Vince, that's TV Static.
What? No, it's not. It's Night Tales. It's Night Tales with Flava Flav. He said he's the new Rod Serling. Of the 2000s.
Wait, is he saying the new Rod Serling in the 2000s because he thinks it's 2009?
Bro, it might be. Like,
let's get back on track.
Oh my god.
Came out fucking like a cryogenic freeze at the beginning of Fallout 4. Doesn't know it's 2010.
Yeah, he's frozen on New Year's Day 2009, and then is unfrozen 6 months later, and is like, yeah, man, it's still 2009. We're still in the 2000s, bro. Where you at?
My show's still airing. You can watch it on the website.
Yeah, you can watch it on web shows, but my show's still airing, brother. Where have you been? Anyway, so Flavor Flav bigs himself up. He's like, he says, let me hear you say one time, everybody all around here in this arena, and he keeps saying it, and then he goes,
one time,
scream, Flavor Flav, and then everybody says it. Cool, awesome. And then he says, you can catch me at Mama Sabino's. I think that's what I heard him say. What? You gonna catch him at a pizza place after the show? Oh, okay, bro.
No, he's at Mama Sabino's. Pepperoni pizza with fucking R-Truth.
Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
To be at a pizzeria after Raw, you see Flavor Flav and R-Truth.
You see Flavor
How
Flav.
fucked up that'd be. You're at the fucking pizzeria and fucking R-Truth's there shirtless in the jeans and Flavor Flav's there with fucking 4 clocks.
trying to like make sure it's 2010, brother. Checking his clock every single minute. Being like,
sorry, what year was this again? Oh no! Oh, I just went on Raw to promote my show. It's not even airing.
Oh damn it! It's not 2007. Fuck! I gotta change the clock now. I gotta change.
Oh yeah, I was wondering where Chris Benoit went.
Damn.
Let's move on.
Christ, let's move on quick. Okay, and then Flavor Flav, it's a quarter of the way through the show, and he's like, "You ready to get hyped up tonight?" Everybody say, "Yeah, boy!" And then everybody says it. We're a quarter of the way through the show. Stop, like, dude, look, like you wear a clock on your chest. Look at your clock. What day is it? What time is it? Brother, come on.
He went over the fucking runtime.
He was definitely, if they didn't stop him, he would just forget what time it is, and he would just keep going. He would keep hyping up the crowd, being like, literally, and like more than halfway through the show, dude would still be like, yeah, if y'all ready to rock, say yeah, boy. We're an hour in. We're an hour in.
Like, bro, get out. Get out of the ring.
Get out of the ring.
So the match. Oh yeah. By the way, I put a note here that says R-Truth is in incredible shape, and he still looks like this today. So
yes, he does. That is true.
So we get R-Truth versus William Regal. So remember the last time we were on the pod, we had that match between Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin and at TNA that didn't even get the car started. The car was fucking destroyed before anyone could get in this time. Because Primo and Carlito run out and the match doesn't even begin. No punch, no headlock, no nothing. Carlito and Primo run out and just end the match.
A couple funny things from this that was also there. First of all, Flavor Flav's on commentary the whole time. And when the Colognes come out and try to beat up R-Truth, Flavor Flav's like, oh my god, yeah, they're breaking his back right now. It's just a very light backbreaker. Dude, you good? And then Michael Cole
then
calls.
Like, if I was like 4 inches taller, I'd be able to do something about it.
Yeah, no, he did say that. I remember him saying that. And then Michael Cole calls Carlos for some shocking reason. I don't know why. He just calls him Carlos.
Name changed.
Just name changed. Flav threatens to go in the ring and beat up the Colognes. Jerry Lawler's like, no, man, stay back here. You'll be safer. Jerry Lawler says that, by the way. So
yeah, and then fucking Flav calls Jerry Lawler G. He's like, yeah, all right, G.
He probably didn't even know who Jerry Lawler was. He probably was just like thinking it was like one of his clique or something, or like a fan or something, telling him to stay back and not go in the ring. Anyway, Ted DiBiase Jr. is up at the ramp with his $1 million championship that he probably stole, by the way. And
not the only thing he's stolen.
Yeah, that was my point. And then it's revealed that he paid the Colognes to beat Truth and Flav. The crowd dies.
Yeah, and also, yeah.
What makes this is hilarious is that Carlito gets fired the week of.
Are you kidding me? Seriously?
No, he wrestles his final match on the 15th on the same month, and he literally gets fucking released.
You gotta be kidding me, dude.
No, I'm not even joking. That's
My
literally
God,
his last
man.
appearance on No, legitimately, this is his last appearance on a televised WWE product until the fucking Rumble that he's in.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
It's shocking. And the thing is like I thought they were gonna do something here where they were gonna have like Ted pay off a bunch of people and essentially form his little faction, but no, they don't.
Vince probably realized, oh brother, this guy fucking sucks.
Pretty much.
All right, and we'll get back to Ted DiBiase Jr. Don't you worry.
Oh, he'll come back. He will come back.
By the way, I just wanted to reference as well that apparently from the video they play at Over the Limit, his weird feud with Truth is because he was basically being racist.
Of course.
It was like, hey, Truth, you want to be new Virgil?
Jesus Christ.
And then Truth slaps him and says, Truth, don't play that.
There was literally a sign in the crowd that said, I don't know why it said this, but it was like, I hope Virgil's position is vacated in 2012. I don't know what the hell that means.
Yeah, and then it's like the fucking change poster, and it's a picture of Virgil rubbing his hands together.
What the fuck?
Brother, come on, dude. No way.
To the front row.
Oh my God.
Virgil 2012, baby.
That's crazy. Imagine, though. Imagine. I'm imagining that. Oh, my God.
Oh, jeez.
Whew, all right, we get a hype package for Eve Torres, which goes about as well as you'd expect. It's a whatever hype package, but everybody's really horny for her for some reason.
Yeah, just like, yeah, you're sexy
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah.
Eve Torres was pretty underrated. I don't hate her as much as I like. The thing is, I don't disdain a lot of the divas from this era. I'm either indifferent or I just dislike them. Eve I liked though. I did like
Fair
Eve.
enough. Yeah. We see Maurice training with an instructor who's wearing like a little gi, and he keeps telling her to shoot the leg through. Shoot the half. And then Maurice yells at the instructor guy, tells him to get out of the ring. And that's it.
No, she leaves the ring after like fucking tripping him over or something because he keeps going, trying harder.
Oh yeah,
trying
she trips him over.
harder. Yeah, that shit was stupid as hell.
We get a segment where Josh Matthews is trying to interview Randy Orton. He asks him if he's concerned with being in a handicap match, and Orton says no. He asks Vicky to meet him at ringside tonight, so he can personally make sure that this is a night she'll never forget.
And then we get a promotion for the next week's Raw. Buzz
fucking Aldrin. He says,
"Oh my god,
yeah.
this is the fucking rule that me and my friend Gary fucking keep referencing. Because it's the one where he comes out and Raw and he's like, the moon is round. I went around and around, and he starts spinning his arm around."
Jesus Christ!
This makes no fucking sense.
He literally, I will let you know. He said this exact thing I'm about to say on the commercial. In 1969, I went to the moon. 41 years later, I'm back.
Where were you for 41 years?
What are you referencing?
You have to Photoshop Buzz Aldrin's head on CM Punk's body when he's cutting that promo.
Basically.
I'm stuck on a moon for 41 years.
In 1969, I left the moon. 41 years later, I'm back.
And then Mark Henry hits him with a chair.
Yeah, basically.
One step for me.
Sorry.
One step for the WWE.
Yeah. And it's commercial free, by the way. It's a commercial free Raw that Buzz Aldrin's on. That's insane. Yeah, that's crazy.
And as we cut back, we see Zack Ryder in the ring. So go ahead.
Geez, yeah.
He apologizes for treating the ladies, quote unquote, not great last week, and then comments on Alicia Fox for a second. And then
so here's the thing. Alicia Fox, it's both Alicia Fox and Gail Kim.
Yes.
They are pretending Gail Kim does not exist in this area.
Pretty much.
They're just acknowledging Alicia. Gail Kim, she is on her way out. I think the same year she quits the Battle Royal she's in.
Wow.
So
okay, yeah.
But no, I 100% understand. She's being disrespected. I don't know why they even rehired her in the first place. She wants to go back to TNA. She wants to go back and work with the Knockouts again.
Pretty
I
much.
get you.
Yeah. Zack Ryder then gets some cheap heat because he's like, oh yeah, the Mellon Arena, that's going to be rubble in just a couple months. And I'm going to get my first win there before the arena's destroyed. Forever.
No, Matt Cardona has to do that again. That would definitely work for his current gimmick.
Oh my god! And then he says it in the most crazy voice of all time. Now bring up my opponent.
His opponent, he does say that, yeah. His opponent's Evan Bourne, which he has one of my favorite theme songs from this era. Born to Fly is
I
a banger.
agree.
Love this song.
Probably one of the best songs Jim Johnson's ever made.
Oh, hell yeah. No, this was, I love this song. Sure. It's up there.
And I was excited for the match because I like both talent. But the match doesn't really go very far.
Zack Ryder does a cool Rough Rider.
Yeah, it isn't terrible. It's a good match.
Another thing about Zack Ryder, I liked the half tights, half trunks. Like, someone needs to steal that currently. Like, that's actually pretty cool.
I think there was a guy in NXT who did that, but I forget his name. He was Greek. He had the singlet. The singlet on his left side went into a pant leg on his right side, I think. I forget his name. He was Greek. But he was in NXT for a cup of coffee. I'm pretty
sure some dude in WCW did that as well, probably.
Oh, yuck. I imagine. And then Bourne wins the match with a shooting star. And that's
a crazy shooting star because Zack's getting up and he's like,
yeah, I love the shooting star. He holds both of the tips of his toes as he's doing it. Fucking beautiful.
Right.
Yeah, crazy.
Probably one of the best ones. He does it really well. So.
Yeah, underrated fucking worker as well.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That Night Owl fucking rules.
He's so good. Like I don't know what he's doing in AEW right now. I think he's with Daniels doing tag team stuff in ROH with him.
I think it's that, and I think he was doing shit with Top Fly.
Yeah, he was
Darius,
like a couple years ago.
And Andretti, because I think Dante's still out. So
yeah, I think Dante was still out. Yeah, that's what I remember.
Darius is working Action Andre, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. All right.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I saw them do some shit on ROH.
Fair enough, yeah.
All right.
So we then get a recap of, because John Cena and Wade Barrett had a beat the clock challenge last week, and Barrett loses.
Yeah, they did.
And then Cena tries to reveal the stipulation for his over the limit match with Batista, but Sheamus comes out and attacks him before he can. And this is a good segue into our next segment, which is the stipulation reveal.
Yeah, John Cena Town Hall.
Yeah.
Jerry
Lawler.
He is so fucking over it this time. Still.
He is. I found it funny
which is funny because it wouldn't be until I guess another year after this, but when he becomes he gets mixed reactions. But then again, he also got mixed reactions before this too. So it's I guess this is just a good town.
At Over the Limit, some people are booing him.
Oh, that's fair.
I think he's just pretty over in Pittsburgh.
It makes sense. Yeah. Before we go into the segment, I want to preface this by saying Jerry Lawler made a dying cat noise when Cena came out.
Oh my fucking god! Yeah, he did.
He did. I literally forgot what the noise was, but I remember him making a dying cat noise as Cena was coming out.
Oh my god! It's John Cena. It's John Cena. It's my favorite wrestler.
Yeah. All right. So Cena comes out. Big pop, whatever, pomp and circumstance. Cena comes in the ring. He says he wants to take this moment to thank Sheamus, because when Sheamus attacked him last week, it gave him an extra week to think it over for the stipulation. Okay, not bad, yeah. He says critics and Batista saw the ending to the Extreme Rules match last month as an act of cowardice, he said.
Oh yeah, that was a duct tape gimmick, yeah.
Yeah, that was the, Did he duct tape Batista to the ropes or something?
Yeah, no, he he grabbed Batista by both his legs, pulled him dick first into the ring post and the inside of the ring, and then he taped the duct tape around his feet so he couldn't move.
That is an act of cowardice. Yeah, it pretty much is.
and then Cena, while Batista's literally struggling, trying to get up, Cena stands on the stairs and does the fucking "you can't see me" in front of him.
Yeah, dude, fucking coward. That's definitely an act of cowardice, as it were. Definitely.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, people are thinking that. Nah, dog. Yeah. That is.
Yeah, people are correct. Critics in Batista are correct. It was a definite act of cowardice. Anyway, Cena plays around with a couple of ideas. He's like, maybe I'll have him in a blindfold match.
Oh my god, could you fucking imagine if they actually did Cena versus Batista in a fucking blindfold match at the main event of this
worst match ever.
I would melt. I would die. He says, maybe I'll have him in a handcuff match. No, you won't. You'll just fucking shit. No way. And then he's like,
Batista's gonna cheat and then kill you and win your belt.
Pretty much. And then Cena's like, maybe I'll have him in a one-legged match. What does that mean? Is he gonna
You're
like
constantly hopping on one leg throughout?
Tie his leg behind his back or some
I
shit.
mean, how are you supposed to do that? Are you supposed to tape the other leg to your your crotch area or something? Because that's not gonna work. Because like then you'll be like you have to stand on two legs.
That's an act of cowardice as well.
Yeah,
I
so Cena's taking the easy way out. He's like,
cowardly.
"No, fuck you. I'm gonna cheat, dude. You're the face here, man." Anyway, Cena says the match.
My head canon is that Cena was secretly healed the whole time.
That makes a lot of sense.
Considering what he does in the Nexus.
Yeah. Cena's like, this match will be fair, competitive, and brutal. And he says if Batista becomes the champion, he'll forfeit his rematch clause. No, you won't. No, you won't.
Say, that is
a fucking lie. You are a liar.
Money in the bank.
That is a liar.
Footage of me lying.
Footage of me lying.
Yeah, me when I lie, it's just John Cena standing there.
Pretty much. And then he then challenges Batista to an I Quit match. So,
which was pretty good.
Yeah. And then he says if Batista wants to get rid of him for good, he has to say 2 words. And some guy in the crowd howls with laughter. Don't know why.
He's like,
what words? Fuck you? No, whatever. He calls Sheamus a human jar of mayonnaise and wants him to come out.
Oh, yeah. My mom used to call Sheamus a human jar of mayonnaise.
Yeah. It's better than calling him the Great White, I guess.
Oh, jeez. That's what they made a shirt with that. I remember
They
that.
fucking did. They did. Anyway.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Sheamus comes out. He promises Cena if he comes to the ring, then he'll leave Cena in no condition to fight Batista at
You
over the
won't
limit.
complete, yeah.
He'll basically just beat him up.
Craziest fucking.
Yeah.
And
And Sheamus goads Cena into a match. He's like, you want to have a match with me, fella? Cena's like, sure. And Sheamus runs to the ring. Just simple stuff.
I put a note here. Good theme song. Yes, written in my face. Another Jim Johnston banger.
It's a good theme song. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And
then,
Batista then comes out the crowd.
Yeah. Blindside Cena, and he and Sheamus double team. And then Mark Henry rushes out. And then at this fucking moment, I realized, oh no, I've seen this before. I've seen this spot.
It's the infamous Batista gets bumped by a ghost.
Yes. Mark Henry comes onto the ropes, gently pushes Batista. Batista walks 4 or 5 steps back, then sells it like he just got shot. It is the funniest thing ever.
While I was watching this, I was so flabbergasted by Mark Henry making the save that I missed it the first time I watched. Then I watched it back, and I watched it back, and I was like, "There's no fucking way that I just saw that. That was the Batista botch."
I bet Mark Henry was sitting back there waiting, because like I bet they didn't book him the whole show, and he was just like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna wait till someone needs help." Okay, I'm waiting. All right, yeah, sure, I'll go. Whatever, I'll just go save him. Because like, who else would save Cena? Evan Bourne? I don't know.
I was about to say nobody, because he hates everyone.
No.
Everyone hates him.
Yeah. Cena's got no friends.
Except Mark Henry, apparently.
For Mark Henry, I guess. Well, technically Mark Henry would stab him in the back later, but that's...
Yeah, I was about to say, he'd wait a few years to plot on him.
Couple more years, Cena. Your time's coming, brother. Anyway. We get backstage. Vicky and Edge are talking. Ed says he found a partner. He says he wants people to find sympathy for Vicky, and he wants Vicky at ringside tonight. And Edge says if Orton acts out, then she can fire him right in the spot. And that's that. So, pretty simple stuff.
Yeah.
We get a commercial for Flava Flav's Night Tales, which yeah.
It looks like shit.
It looks like shit. It looks bad. It
was fucking... It literally looked like it was probably produced on a budget of like $500.
I'd say more on a budget of $5.
I was about to say this motherfucker was wearing a goddamn Dracula cape.
Yeah, it cost more. It cost more for that clock than it did the fucking show.
Yeah, and it was like the same 4 clips kept playing in sequence. It was like a fucking PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah. Like I said, the show was short. It only had 6 episodes.
Yeah.
I was about to say this Raw's short as well, actually, surprisingly.
Yeah. We get Tyson Kidd versus The Miz. This is a match where if The Miz loses, then he has to face... No, wait a second. No. No, yes.
If Tyson Kidd
Yeah.
wins,
If
Miz
Kidd
has to
wins,
defend against the member of the Hart family.
Yeah, he has to defend his U.S. belt against a member of the Hart family. So it's just a match, whatever. We get a thing quickly where we're told that Raw is sponsored tonight by Red Dead Redemption.
Oh
Based.
yeah.
Super random,
Great
but
game.
based. Not much of a match. Kid rolls up the Miz, and now Miz has to face
I the only note I wrote down was SmackDown vs. Raw leverage pin.
Yes, pretty much. So Miz is like, yeah, I'm gonna decide which member of the Hart family dynasty Hart family. He literally says that. He fucks up like twice. Yeah.
In a crazy fucking weird croaky voice as well.
Yeah. It's like he'll decide which member of the Hart family he faces next week for the belt. He says he's not facing Baby Bulldog and then barks at him. I'm now going to call him Baby Bulldog from now on.
Yeah, that is beast, to be fair.
That is beast. People in the crowd are shouting, "Me!" and Owen when he tries to hype the member of the Hart family he's facing.
Owen!
Owen's been dead! I've lived there's people shouting that.
Graveyard and just fucking
Damn.
lay
For
over
a
a
decade
grave.
now.
It's gonna lay over a grave. Oh, pinned Owen.
It's crazy. People like it's crazy because like people are shouting me. You're not a member of the Hart family. Sit down. Like, is your last name Hart? Are you Canadian? You wrestle in Stu Hart's dungeon?
Heart disease.
I am the great cousin of Stu Hart twice removed.
Yeah. I am the man who was actually the last person who trained in the Hart dungeon, not Tyson Kidd. I trained in that Hart dungeon with Stu.
Yeah,
Tyson was
they
not the
call me
last one.
Larry Hart.
Yeah. I was training with Bruce Hart in the Hart dungeon, not Stu. So,
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. He stalls for a second, and then he's like, Bret Hart. And then we get a mild pop.
Doesn't Bret Hart win this?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Brett
Oh my
legitimately
God.
hit
Yeah, Bret squashes Miz.
And Brett, halfway through the match, also falls over holding his head,
Jesus
which
Christ.
is not good because I'm pretty sure it's literally because the Miz hits him in the head and he falls over. I was like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, you got reconcussed in this match or some shit.
Jesus.
He'll
Oh my
find a
God.
way to blame Goldberg.
I
Yeah,
genuinely
he'll find a
don't
way to blame
remember.
Goldberg, definitely.
I genuinely don't even remember what happens. I know that he wins the title and then he gives it to someone, but I can't remember even who he even gave it to.
I'll have to do a little bit of our cage match research once we finish. But,
you'll have to dig.
Yeah, that can be like an extra little detail.
We get an interview with Batista. He's got a match with Mark Henry.
Oh
as
my
he says.
god, he is so fucking checked out.
Yeah, he says he's gonna make John
my
Cena
Lord.
scream "I quit" as opposed to him just making him say it.
Sorry, yeah, he did say that, but I just wanted to reference the thing before because Josh was like, "Hey, Batista, I heard you're fighting Mark Henry." And Batista just goes, "Yeah, is that what you heard, Mark Henry?
Yeah, sure,
Was
whatever.
he gonna fight in a quit match? Huh?
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, I am gonna do it."
Yeah, whatever. And then he's like, "You don't believe me? Watch what I'm gonna do to Mark Henry." And we'll get to that. We'll get to it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
we will.
eventually.
Okay.
All right, now it's time. I cannot stress this enough. I was already like so shocked throughout the show because I didn't think everything was going to get any more fucked up. But it proceeds to go above and fucking beyond at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So let's put this under perspective. It's 2010. This is the same year the Nexus come in. However, before that, we get an 8 versus 4 handicap match and it's the Nexus, but they're not
It's
called the
Wild
Nexus.
and Young.
Yeah,
It's Wild
they're
and Young.
the-
NXT rookies
versus random Raw superstars.
Oh, so okay, I will put this in perspective. I was like, okay, the Nexus are coming out. That's kind of shocking. Didn't think they would actually show up. And we see like the whole group. There's Barrett, there's Brian. T. Slater, Justin Gabriel, fucking Ryback. Just everybody.
Hell yeah,
Tarver's,
brother.
Michael
Hell
Tarver.
yeah. That's my guy. Tarver's my guy too.
Yeah, Tarver's awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah,
I
Tarver's
fucking
cool.
love that dude.
Yeah.
And now here are their opponents. So I'm like watching this, and I'm like thinking, okay, who are they facing? John Morrison's music plays, and out comes John Morrison, which obvious that was his music playing.
Yeah.
Yoshi Tatsu,
Based.
Goldust, and Santino Marella.
And they're all wearing
Yes.
the sunglasses.
Yes, they're all wearing the
sunglasses,
shades.
and they do the slow mo shit.
It's funny because they all do different poses. Santino hits
That was when I made the comment in the group chat that this episode's AI generated, because there's no fucking way anyone sat down and just realized, okay, what team are we gonna put together?
There is no
Tatsu, Goldust, and Santino.
Yeah,
nobody was on the book that day.
There was no. There was no. There was
okay.
There was no fucking way that people were watching the show for an 8-on-4 NXT rookies versus Raw Superstars match. Nobody was watching the show for that.
Yeah,
they checked out.
I wasn't that good either.
It was. It wasn't that good. Yeah.
The main thing was I focused so much on that team for like 30 minutes. I paused the show and was just trying to compress this in my brain.
Yeah.
Oh, they mentioned on commentary that fucking Heath Slater beat Chris Jericho the week before or some shit.
Yeah, commentary was wilding out because they mentioned that Wade Barrett had a 5-4 record on NXT, and he's the fucking guy that wins the whole thing. He's 5-4, and then suddenly they're like,
Bryan lost everything.
Yeah, suddenly Daniel Bryan's like, oh, Bryan loses every match, and then they say Heath Slater has a 5-3 record. He literally has a better record than the fucking winner of the whole thing.
And he beat Chris Jericho.
And he beat Jericho. Exactly.
They never cared.
They
never cared about NXT.
No, we do not fucking care. We do not care about NXT.
So we get the pre-Nexus versus literally just put 4 talent in a random word generator and generate the first 4 talent. Literally that. And so we get the match. I guess it's a little bit of a showcase for Barrett, Bryan, couple of the guys.
I was like, Bryan's fucking Richie. It's like 2 moves.
Which, like I said, they've been throughout that NXT tenure, they've been disrespecting Bryan every time. Like,
oh, he's the first person eliminated as well.
Yeah, you know, this is the only guy here that legit has big wrestling credentials. Former Ring of Honor world champion, dude has won his own award several times over, and yet here he is, loser.
Oh yeah, I also wanted to point out that considering NXT was on Tuesdays, he literally gets eliminated on the next episode of NXT, and then cuts a promo where he goes, "I don't know who Daniel Bryan is, but I know Bryan Danielson somewhere. He's cool."
Bro, that doesn't make any sense, because you know what happened on this show, in this match? Fucking Daniel Bryan rolls up Santino and wins! He wins the match for the NXT rookies, and then just like, nah, man, fuck you, get out of here.
And then he just goes, yeah, fuck the WWE. Anyway, Bryan Danielson's a pretty cool dude.
Pretty much.
And then Josh Matthews is just like, anyway, NXT.
Yeah. Anyway, Bryan Danielson does not exist. We only know who Daniel Bryan is. So it's so crazy to me. Anyway, Jesus Christ. Oh, weird.
Oh my god, and then they show the fucking craziest SmackDown highlight of all time.
Yes, they do.
The SmackDown Rebound, sponsored by WWE Mobile. So we have TNA Mobile, we have WWE Mobole, and they pretty much work the same.
On back-to-back shows. Why is Mobile and Gail Kim are the two connections?
I don't know.
The thing is, this WWE Mobile, it's pretty much going to be probably the same thing. Wallpapers, ringtones, whatever.
Oh, they literally said, get your WWE Superstar's favorite ringtone, which makes it sound like John Cena was like, yeah, bro, that's my favorite ringtone.
Their favorite? What would be their favorite ringtone? I would definitely
their themes, like fucking SVR 2011 Road to WrestleMania.
It's like SVR 11. That's just how it is. Their ringtones are their theme songs.
Well, actually, I would say if I had to pick any ringtone for anybody, I'd say at this point Bryan's ringtone is "Loser" by Beck.
Oh, for fucking sure.
All right, so yeah, we get a recap. It's essentially the recap of the Matt Hardy Drew McIntyre feud.
Yep.
Which I completely forgot existed.
Concussing Matt Hardy for some reason.
Yeah. I wrote here. This is we're in Fat Matt era, by the way, and for some reason I wrote down very randomly because I know what I thought about it as I was looking at his tights because he has a little key on his tights. I wrote "Seek the key, fear the lock" for some odd reason. For people who know what that's referencing, thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah. I kinda.
You kinda, okay, fair enough. It's good enough for me. And then Teddy Long suspends Drew for attacking Matt Hardy, and then Drew keeps attacking him. And then Teddy Long's like, okay, man, I'm going to take your belt away. And then he keeps attacking him. And then Teddy Long's like, nah, man, you're fired. Get out of here.
And then Drew starts touching Teddy Hart. Not Teddy Hart, even fucking Teddy Long.
Yeah, I was going to say, he punches Teddy Hart?
Yeah, Teddy.
What?
Yeah,
He's not even here.
Crazy. I was about to say, there's actually two pretty notable fucking people who were security in the segment as well.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Because you have like Tony Guerrero, you know, like one of the guys.
Garea? Tony Garea?
Garea, yeah. And fucking Mike Rotunda, security in the segment.
Oh my god. IRS?
So
yeah, I saw the side of his head and I was like, that's fucking IRS. He's got the glasses on and everything.
I didn't even notice that. Wow. We get a quick aside because we're getting Kofi and Christian for the IC belt on SmackDown on Friday. Okay.
Yeah, they do.
Wait a second.
That actually sounds fun.
I can actually tell you what happens on that match and what happens over the limit.
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So Kofi wins, but then Drew comes out with a letter that he gives to Teddy Long, and Teddy Long has to read it. It's like, okay, Drew's been reinstated, and you have to give him the Intercontinental title.
Why?
Which leads to a match of fucking Vince said so.
That
leads to a match over the limit, which Kofi wins by hitting not the fucking Trouble in Paradise, but the SOS.
Oh yeah.
You know, the little flip gimmick. And then Drew fucking goes up to Teddy Long, and he's like, give me the belt. I should have the belt back. And he went, no. Drew starts trashing his office, except a picture of Martin Luther King, where he looked at the picture and goes, I'm more like him than you because I'm a revolutionary like him. You'll never be like Martin Luther King.
What the hell?
To Teddy Long.
Is Drew McIntyre a black icon?
Yeah, apparently so.
Apparently
so. Then Teddy Long just looked really solemnly.
Yeah.
He was like
joining the great black icons of pro wrestling, which include but are not limited to Cody Rhodes,
Jeff Hardy,
yes, and yeah, fucking Jeff Hardy. I forgot about that.
Scott
Hall, yep, and
Taz, because everyone thought Taz was black.
Yeah, Taz, yep, and also Daniel Garcia.
Of course.
Yeah.
So now we get into one of the most fucked up backstage segments ever.
Oh god.
My god, yeah, fucking Flav and the Bellas.
This is one of the reasons I wanted to watch this show. We start with this segment, which is the Bellas and Flava Flav, but it gets bigger from here. This is my favorite segment of the whole show.
That the Bellas also had the clocks.
Yeah. Oh, they did?
They did, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And then obviously, as I said, he's got like a black and green clock, which is
That's
a completely
crazy.
new clock from the one he was wearing earlier.
Anyway, the Bellas are like, yeah, we want to hear more about your shitty Twilight Zone ripoff. And then he's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm the new Rod Serling, and I'm the new Crypt Keeper of the 2000s. Dude!
Damn, keeper.
What? It's fucking 2010! You have a clock on your stomach, dude.
Your show hasn't been airing in a while either. So.
Yes, your show ended. Your show is done.
Half a bar from what he said earlier. It's literally the same thing.
He literally just says the same exact thing. And then Vladimir Kozlov and Santino Marella pop in, and they're just arguing in different languages. Vlad is talking in Russian, and Marella's talking in Italian. And they're just arguing over something. Flav's like, okay, yeah, you guys should speak some English. Okay. And then Santino's like, he says to Vlad, okay, yeah, I think we make a good tag team. And then Flav's like, I have an answer for you guys. I know how we can solve this.
Sorry, did you miss Vlad saying, I need to get a restraining order, he won't leave me alone?
Oh, I did hear that part. Jesus. That's a little mean. What did Santino do to you? I don't know. Anyway, Flav says he has an answer for Santino and Kozlov of what they should do. And suddenly we see a hand pop up from the right side. It's William Regal's hand. And then at this point, I wrote down, oh boy, here we go. This is one of my favorite segments of all time. I love this fucking segment.
Oh, so do I.
Regal tells Kozlov to not pay attention to this fool. He waits before he says it. That's why I waited. And then he goes, my main man Flav, look at you, aren't you ridiculous? And Flav's like, thank you. Okay. And then Regal's like, oh yeah, you have no talent. Anyone can rap. And then Flav and Santino is like, oh, well, I bet you can't rap. And Santino's like, oh, yeah, why don't you rap? And then Regal's like, nah, man, I don't play games. And then we wait 2 seconds, very awkward silence. And then Vlad's like, Regal, do not just stand there. Bust a move. and the crowd pops.
That was crazy.
Yeah. and then Regal waits for a minute, and then he raps. I know every single part of this rap bar for bar. So
Hey, go ahead.
Go ahead. All right.
Go ahead.
Okay. If you insist. Straight out of Blackpool, I'm William Regal. My rhyme's so intense, they shouldn't be legal. I actually forget this. I forget one of the parts in between. But he says something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then he goes like, I'll keep you grounded, like volcanic ash. I'll melt you down, rung by rung. I'm just like British Parliament. I'm completely hung. And then Santino stares at his penis. Once he says that, once he says I'm completely hung, Santino stares right at his dick. I don't even know why he does that. But he's like,
this segment, it rules, but it's like I'm already like flabbergasted.
God, yeah.
My brain is still trying to process that NXT rookies versus random Raw guys tag, and this doesn't help. It's like making me think, oh my god, what is this show?
What is happening?
Fucking Flav makes it even go crazier when he says one of the most insane things I've ever heard.
No, I don't even think like AI can generate an episode of Raw like this.
Not really.
Yeah,
we're almost done.
Flav.
Yeah, Regal says like, just like British Parliament, I'm completely hung. And then he goes, straight up gangster tripping. Yes, boy. And he flicks his hand. And Flav laughs at him, goes like, yeah, man, that's ridiculous. And you also said, yeah, boy, wrong.
Yeah, no, he says something worse. He literally goes, that is the most horrifying, ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Which means it's perfect for my show Night Tales, which ended last fucking year.
Hey, you want to be in my new show?
You want to be in my show Night Tales?
Oh, I'd rather not.
Christ. Oh god. And Michael Cole says it's vintage. Thanks, Cole.
Oh,
Good.
I mean, at least we
Wrap
get
that
we get another reference to Over the Limit, which means I get to hear the iconic Crash by Fit for Rivals.
That song,
I love the song.
Rules.
Yeah,
Good
that song goes crazy.
Even like I don't know when it stopped, when the good theme songs stopped for WWE, but it was like
I'd say 2015, 2014.
Because 2013 you had like
2013.
Hollywood, you had like good bands, but then you also had like Hollywood Undead did Payback.
Oh, that's true.
Like I think 2015 is where they kind of just stopped caring about the themes.
Yeah.
Because the really good ones then started to come into. The really good ones then started to come into NXT.
That's for true.
Like they start their first song for Unstoppable was fucking Motionless in White. Like
That's
you got,
fair, yeah.
and they just kept hitting banger after banger after banger up until the 2.0 rebrand, where they started moving away from the metal and the dad rock and into rap. So
Dad rock.
Well, I mean, I had rap before because for War Games 2019 they had two songs. They had Ricky.
Curry.
Oh yeah.
But like
Denzel was in the crowd, yeah.
But like it still had like that alternative feel rather than
But it was like a weird remix of the song. It had like guitars on it and shit.
So yeah, that once again, pay-per-view theme songs, another really underrated thing of presentation with wrestling, because like those actually do hype you up for the show as much as, because like back in the fucking Attitude Era, it started with the Attitude Era. They started with just generic in-house or stock games.
The King of the Ring one was crazy. King of the Ring 99.
And then in 2001 they immediately kicked it into overdrive with fucking Limp Bizkit and shit.
Yeah,
like
it's crazy because King of the Ring.
The first one was fucking Kid Rock, I'm pretty sure.
King of the Ring 99 was fucking house shit. That's crazy. They had a house song as a theme for King of the Ring.
That was fucking a hard King of the Ring song as well. That was crazy.
So good. After this rundown of Over the Limit, we get Batista versus Mark Henry, and right as the match started, I noticed something.
It's the fucking meme.
Yeah, it's the one where he's sitting in the chair, and I said to myself, "That's 3 iconic wrestling memes in one episode." Batista being haunted by a ghost, Regal rapping, and Batista sitting in the chair. That's insane.
This is insanity. I popped really hard seeing the Batista meme. I was like, oh my god.
I didn't notice it until
Christ.
you referenced it, and then I was like, oh shit, it is as well.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah. I see a Juggalo sign in the crowd. I spotted it early on.
Nice.
And then there's no match. The match is thrown out because Batista assaults Mark with a chair immediately, and then he yells at Mark and drools on him.
He puts him in the fucking Well, I
Batista
know
bite.
this. Oh yeah, the Batista. Oh, it's
The
he has a
Batista
name for
bite?
it.
What?
Yeah, that's what it's called in the games.
Oh,
I
It's called
call,
the Batista bite and the
I
Batista
pretty much
bite.
put for the note. I put the Rings of Saturn because it reminded me of Pac's move.
No, it's
God.
the fucking
Batista
Batista bite.
That's
or
so
the fucking
stupid.
technically, it's also the Gargano escape. It's basically the same.
Oh, the
move.
Gargano escape. Okay, that's actually more. That's more. like it.
Yeah. He, by the way, he invents this move and then he only uses it 3 times.
That doesn't make sense to me. Why? Why do they call it the... Yeah.
Because,
Why do they
because if
call
you
it the
didn't know,
Batista
his-
bite?
Because his finish is the Batista bomb, so he has a Batista bite.
That doesn't make
Right.
sense. What does that have to do with
He's
the bomb?
the animal. Because he's the animal. He's gonna bite you and then he's
Uh,
gonna bomb you.
But what does a bomb have to do with the
I
bite?
also
Like,
don't know. Also, I don't know why he invented a submission move for an I Quit match where you can't win by submission.
yes. Not to mention, why would he even do a submission? He doesn't need submissions. That's
I
not
don't
a
know.
style.
All
Like,
I know is he made John Cena scream on the next Raw for some
with
reason.
that move,
Yeah, and he's like, "Ah!"
Christ, Jesus.
Which I only know because on the show, Batista then goes, "You had him screaming, I quit last week." It's like, no,
Which
you
means
didn't. You
you're
just-
not gonna have him scream "I quit" at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, you
Nice
get thrown off a
try.
fucking balcony in this match. I'm pretty sure you get thrown off a fucking stairwell.
No, he's A8 off of a car.
No. There's a bit where they're fighting on the stairs, and
Oh.
John Cena throws Batista off the stairwell into a group of people.
Oh
and
my.
He just goes, "No, I don't quit. Fuck off. Leave me alone."
Fair enough, I guess.
Oh, wait. You also forget that Batista. The reason the car was used was because Batista, I shit you not, attempted to run over John Cena
With a car?
with a car by
Oh my
putting it in
God.
reverse and going, and then the fucking lights explode.
So basically, he's trying to kill John Cena.
Yeah,
trying
and
to
John
kill
Cena
him.
responds by fucking throwing him off the stage.
Oh my God.
Wow. All right.
Oh, man.
So
Who?
we then after that we get like the matches announced for next week. There's 2. It's gonna be Cena versus Sheamus, and then The Miz versus Bret Hart for the the US title.
Yeah.
And now it's time for the main event of the show, unless I'm missing anything.
No, you're not. I had gone through the meatloaf stuff already that I have down here. So
So yeah,
I mean, all I mentioned is that when they were talking about Mark Henry being in the fucking submission, they start doing the fucking the Owen Hart voice.
oh yeah.
They literally do like the, "Oh my God, that's a really like disturbing thing." Like they're talking like in hushed tones, like, "Why are you doing this?"
Jesus.
it's a submission. It's just
It
a
is
move.
literally a.
It's not like when they were doing the Hell's Gate and they had people bleeding out their mouth and shit. Like
Okay,
Like,
Hell's Gate.
yeah.
Hell's Gate, I get it. Hell's Gate's a triangle choke, but
yeah,
the
and, like,
Batista
blood was
bite
spurting out all over all the time for
is
some reason.
like a very not great Gargano escape Rings of Saturn, and people are.
that he does 3 times.
There's 3
ever.
times, and they're like,
and
"Oh my
yet it's in
God."
the games for 10 years.
It's crazy because it's like, "Oh my God, this is the most dangerous move ever." No, it's not. It's
I'll
not.
say like Mark Henry's gone like,
He's literally like,
Like-
he's. I don't know. I don't know.
fucking pantomiming.
So
Yeah.
if we move on, it's time for our main event. It's time for the 2-on-1 handicap match. Randy Orton versus
yeah.
Edge and a partner of his choosing. And his partner of choosing is Ted DiBiase Jr.
I'm going to melt. I'm going to melt. Why?
I have here in my notes, all caps, what is this fucking episode?
Now
I
you know
think-
this match is bad because I have no notes for this match.
I only
at
have a couple-
all, apart from it's a bad match.
I have only one note that's boring match, and the rest of it's stuff before the match, after the match, and one sign that I saw during it.
And the thing is these are my notes. What is this fucking episode? Legacy had a sick AF theme song, which they did.
They did.
Legacy theme.
It's
Awesome.
It's a good song.
And then R-Truth was a part of the finish. He distracted fucking
Ted.
somebody.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
no,
Ted, and
it
he was
Ted.
out of breath. Ted, by the way, R-Truth was out of breath doing that. He's just standing there like,
Oh my
and then
God.
Ted just goes, "What the fuck are you doing?"
And so yeah, nothing match. And then Randy goes up to Vicky. Like I put here on the notes, Randy stalks Vicky.
That's what I
Yeah,
put.
then
And-
he starts screaming.
Yeah, and like Vicky is like, Orton, if you do this, don't you
Edge!
dare! She's screaming for Edge, Edge! Just,
And then Edge comes in and gets killed by an RKO, And
with
then
an RKO.
Yeah, just gets killed on the floor with an RKO, and then Orton walks up to Vicky Moore, and then Vicky's like, "I resign as general manager," and then she runs away.
I resign, and then she starts running.
Great reign as GM. Yes.
So yeah, the thing that was hyped up for the start of the show, no thank you, fuck you. You're watching the show again next week.
Yes.
Bye.
And yes, guest hosts are coming back, because you know who will be here next week? Buzz Aldrin.
Buzz Aldrin.
Oh, by the way, they do actually play that ad a second time on the
Yes,
network.
they
Yeah,
do.
they do.
Yes, they do.
They do. So yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. What in the fuck did we watch?
I had
the
to watch
show.
it twice. I couldn't believe that it was real.
I watched it once, took notes, and that was it. I was still trying to comprehend.
I
a lot
was
of
eating
the
a
shit I was
sandwich watching this show, and I was almost choking.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, and you know what makes this even worse?
What?
The beginning dark match is Dos Caras defeating Matthew fucking Justice.
Oh, bleh. So gross.
This is no. I'm still like, I can't fucking.
Wait, is it Del Rio Dos Caras, or is it like
Yes.
the OG
Yes.
Dos Caras?
It is Del Rio.
Oh,
Yes.
Ugh.
And it shocks it shocks me that Matthew Justice was an FCW for a cup of
He was an FCW for fucking 2 years at least, because he was there when Rollins was there.
Yeah, what was his name? It was Mac Hetfield.
Oh
and he
my
had
god, that was a horrible fucking name.
he had a tag match with a guy named Deshaun Bishop, and he took on the team of Richie Steamboat and Leakey, aka
my
the
God.
Tribal Chief Roman Reigns.
Richie
my
Steamboat, dude? Oh my god. It's a blast from the past right there.
Oh lord.
Yeah, and then there was also a dark main event, which was a no DQ match between John Cena and Batista, just to warm up for the pay-per-view. So
Wait.
yeah,
So
Wait, sorry, I was just looking at FCW.
Yeah.
I've just found out that one time the FCW tag titles were held by Xavier Woods and Wes Briscoe.
what?
Huh?
Yeah, sorry, I was looking up FCW and I just see FCW Tag Team Champions, the 22nd champion, Wes Briscoe and Xavier Woods, and they actually don't lose the titles. They get fucking...
loved booking second
Wait,
gen.
why the
people,
fuck
didn't
was
they?
this show called FCW Hog Wild?
What?
And it's
It
Jacob Novak and Jinder Mahal.
Who?
If it's called Hog,
Oh,
if it's called Hog Wild and it's
Jacob
not at
Novak.
the fucking Sturgis motorcycle rally, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh my
If
God.
it's called Hog Wild and has nothing to do with Deadlock, don't even bother with it, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put
I'm
it to
definitely
rest.
not watching
So-
this show. Seth Rollins versus Trent Barretta.
What? Okay, so here is the two cage match reviews I can find. By the way, the average cage match review for this, for some fucking reason, is 7.33.
I mean, there are more, but they're in German, so you'd have to translate them.
Oh yeah, so I do have a Google Translate thing on my browser, so I can probably get into the comments and translate those. But yeah, so here are the two in English. Back in 2022, Jag 5907 gave it a 5 out of 10. Not a single match going over 5 minutes is pathetic, but William Regal's rap backstage is solid entertainment, and Daniel Bryan's first ever win in WWE. Koof, Keuf 1988 said, gave it a 2 out of 10. Really bad Raw, with hardly any good matches and bad guest host skits, like usual from Meatloaf and Flav Flav. Also, Miz losing to Tyson Kidd in under a minute and then challenging Brett after the match, reporting the Colognes only to release Carlito right after.
How the
Yeah.
fuck does this show have a 7 on Cage Match?
Maybe
no
there's
way.
there was
Average
people
rating
that gave it an 8 all the way back when it aired, and then
an
there's
Yeah, well,
and
it's
then
okay to be wrong.
Yeah.
no one. In 2019, someone gave it a straight up 0.
That makes a lot of sense. I guess I guess when the show first aired, Flava Flav had his clock set so that everybody forgot it wasn't the Attitude Era anymore.
well, that's our
Holy.
second episode of the Handshake and a Hot Dog
God.
podcast. Holy fuck, what a show.
What a show.
So I would just like to say that was a fun show, and we will see you all next time. So without further ado, good night, mwah, and good night.
Bang.
Bang.
Bye-bye.